What is this? Where am I?
Well,
Where
hello?
are you?
Hello?
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 hashtag
Hello?
stop Aussie.
No hashtag stop Aussie.
Why not?
Hashtag stop Aussie.
Stop
Aussie.
Aussie.
Oh,
Hashtag stop
Ooh.
the stop
Has-
Aussie.
Hashtag
like
pop
it.
off Aussie.
No, because that... You know, I had to teach someone that means something completely different to what the young kids thinks it means recently.
I think you might have to teach me that because
Yeah,
I
what do you think it means?
hashtag release the fro.
So welcome back to Natural 30s, everyone.
Thanks, Roger.
Great to have you here for another Sunday Dungeons & Dragons session. And I've won, and I'm excited to be here.
We're playing Dungeons. Hold on, I
Well,
gotta
hang on.
close
Whoa.
Gloomhaven.
Are you
Gotta close
kidding me?
Gloomhaven.
We're completely
Oh, shit.
missing something here. Does everyone notice the sub
What?
badges in chat? They're actually there. We did a thing
Oh, really?
behind the scenes.
we did.
Thing.
Look at that.
We did.
Look at that.
I
If you
mean,
have a first badge, then I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah,
That's on you.
true, actually. I need to go remove my first badges, but enjoy
Yeah.
all the sub badges, everyone.
Enjoy.
Mm.
See, I'm always torn between do I want to just lord it over everyone with the first badge, or do I want to like actually see the nice, lovely badge that people have created?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we could go
Pretty
in
even
and
in my
like manage the first badges and just remove it from all of us.
We can,
Never.
I think
yours-
actually I won't have a first badge because
Oh.
I didn't actually subscribe until like a month later.
Oh.
That's it. No first badges for anyone.
So,
No first badges for anyone. Nope. That's it. Nope.
so we
Oh,
did some
dear.
other things besides doing sub badges.
I did
We've
not.
also got 2 moderators for the channel on the Twitch channel. But who didn't? If people who haven't seen in the Discord, we brought Larzapan and Omina to the team as our moderators for Twitch.
Wow!
Wow.
No!
Speaking of
Oh, hey,
Moderation.
here's your first,
Speaking
and
of
here's your first job.
moderation.
Oh wow,
my
Cuddly,
God.
taking it away from
Oh,
our new mods. Wow.
Cuddly. Killing jobs.
Cuddly.
Sorry. I just
You-
panicked.
We were just talking about our new moderators, and then you take their job.
Yeah.
Cuddly.
I do that every time.
They
I
had
take
one
everyone-
job, and you took it from them.
They had one job. Oh God, Cuddly. I'm gonna say it
I'm
for
sorry.
the first time. You are the problem.
I'm the problem. I'm sorry.
Hashtag
You
cuddly
stop.
is the
It's
problem.
all right. Don't worry. There's plenty more bots
Don't worry.
in the
There's
sea
so
of
many
Twitch.
bots for you. There's bots
you
for
will
everyone.
you will have no shortage of garbage to throw in the trash.
unless we
Omina,
go
don't
in and
enable
modify
her.
things.
Omina, don't
Omina.
enable Cuddly.
I see that.
It's a legitimate problem that she needs to stop. You know?
Yeah,
She does it in her channel all the time with her own
this is an
moderators.
intervention.
It's time to stop.
You've been stopped.
Cuddly, put the
Yeah.
moderation down. All right.
We will.
I don't have a
unmod you.
problem. I can stop anytime I want to.
Wait,
Put
hold
the
on.
sword down.
I just need to point out that somebody just auto blocked that entire chain of
It wasn't
text.
me. It wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me.
No.
I can stop
fucking
anytime she wants. She
problem.
says, "Ads
I was
block
literally
term."
saying that as I was clicking.
God,
Right.
So cuddly, you know we all love
I
you, right?
can't believe you.
You say hashtag stop Aussie. I really think it needs to be hashtag stop Cuddly now.
Stop Cuddly.
Yeah.
We need
I-
to change this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I-
Oh my god.
shit.
Dear, oh dear.
But at least
Anyway,
we're off to a
D&D.
good start.
D&D.
D&D.
PSD.
Yes. So
I'm
welcome
not doing
everyone. It is time for session 2 of the good old D&Ds. We were a bit late, and unfortunately, that's gonna come out of the banter time, which is now over. Roju,
Oh,
roll that
shit.
clip.
Yeah. You'd pay more for that? Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
We're
I
back.
have more.
I-
than-
I-
Are you
And we're
telling-
back.
Are you
I
saying
am
my-
just
And
confused.
we're back. Just calling that out for everyone.
We weren't talking
No,
about
let's
my
keep
belly
going.
button.
All right.
Hi.
That's your cue, Josie. You can take it away.
Yeah, I was waiting for everyone to be quiet for a moment.
Hands on heads.
Silent Coyote.
Oh, well.
The 15th of Gardari. As the constellations align, we turned it on. The hum shook the ground beneath us, and the light could be seen. I do not know if the sensation I felt was one of joy or fear. This will be another chance. A chance to do things right. But we will have less time than before. Signed, Guineas Strath. This is the only piece of evidence of a time before the Great Awakening of the Vortex. Kept securely locked away in a vault within the Museum of Known History in Reckwell's Reach. But we find ourselves early morning in the season of Reckwell. The 27th day, the year is 252 after the Great Awakening of the Vortex. It's early morning. In a triage camp outside the city of Hague, several individuals are currently waking from a night of painful, strenuous, and hard-to-come-by sleep. Eventually, you all come to. You are served a hearty breakfast. And you can see that the people around you are all starting to pack up. The triage camp is being disassembled. A handful of people are being carried, covered in sheets, back towards the city. Others are being put onto carts. The movement of the morning increases as time passes. Beasts of burden, carriages, caravans all come from around the city and within the city towards this campsite that was very quickly set up the day before after the Gavanite Leviathan fell. You see familiar faces among the nurses, physicians, various other patients. A dwarven woman comes up to you all, and she starts disassembling the tent you were all staying in, taking some old bandages that you had, goes over and checks you all quickly before just rubbing her hands together with what seemed to be some form of cleaning solution, and says, "Well, you all seem to be in better condition than last night. How are we all feeling?"
A little
I am
stiff.
fine.
I mean, I've got a itch just right about here. Just if someone could just get it for me, that'd be great. Be fantastic. No,
But
no one.
you all
Okay.
seem to be fine then. Nothing that needs worrying about. I would ask Mr. Tinker that maybe you be aware of any lingering headaches or changed vision. Trauma to the head is quite serious.
Wait, how many people are in the room again? Right, 25. Got it.
I cannot tell if you are joking or not, and if you are, I hope you tell me. Otherwise, I will need the doctor to come see you again.
No. It was a joke. It was a joke. I'm fine.
Thank you. Yes, I'm sure you. If there is anything you need, you should seek out a physician, a healer of sorts. Mr. Forrest, being stiff and sore is to be expected. And Mirel, do be aware of your leg. Don't put too much strain on it. And Trish, Just, if the balance keeps feeling a bit strange, you might want to also see a physician. But I do unfortunately have to ask all of you now. The caravan is about to head off, and will you be joining us or will you be staying? We have been given a coffer, an allowance of money for those able to volunteer in helping. So there will, of course, be pay, and you can leave along the road whenever you want. We would just appreciate the extra hands, but understandable if you have things to see to within the city. If you have your own...
I have someone I need to see here.
Yes, I understand.
What about you, Tinker?
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know. What do I want to do?
Do you like money?
What sort of a question is that?
Well, we could get some money for helping them out, I guess.
No, but I already know everything there is about all the people here. They're all boring now. All the injuries are boring, all the doctors are boring, and I've already read all the books here.
They're traveling, though. They're taking us away from here. We could travel with them. Might be something new.
I'm not done exploring the city. I will stay.
All right.
Well,
You can go,
sounds
Trish.
like you all have...
Well, mate, I can't go without you. Who will I
I'm
push
going
into
to
face of
assume that
danger?
we're all staying then. I would like to ask you to then please collect your things. We will need to bring the beds, the cots with us. I hope you all a safe travel.
Mirelle will just sort of step forward as she's like going away, and she's gonna pull out 5 silver pieces and just try to hand it to the nurse.
No. I thank you for the kind gesture, but we are seen to by the city. We will be fine.
All right. All right.
But thank you for the gesture. I'm
It's
sure
kind of
there will be
awkward.
plenty of opportunities for charity within the city itself. They have their own struggles to see to after this.
Forrest is just putting on his armor and getting everything stowed.
And
safe
Forrest,
travels.
yes, thank you. Forrest, you definitely feel like the pain is still there. There is some stiffness, but you feel able to utilize your body. Having to mechanically, all of you have recovered from your wounds after the long night's rest.
Yes.
But there's still lingering ailments, like just to keep in mind. But it doesn't take long before the area that you were all situated in is packed down, packaged upon carts into carriages and caravans. You see some of the people that have been treated here. Some are walking by their own, others are being carried or loaded into various vehicles. You do see out of all of this, most are wagons drawn by various beasts, but you do see one that looks like a piece of machinery. Rather than being pulled by an animal, it is billowing thick plumes of steam as it slowly moves forward. And it is pulling what looks like just luggage, like all the various extra things that couldn't be put into any of the other carts or caravans or carriages is loaded onto a large platform at the back.
Seeing that, Tinker, like, if anyone was to look at him, you'd see him look almost, forlornly at it, like he wants to go and investigate it, but then he sort of casts a quick glance back at Trish, and then sort of like you see him kind of turn away from it.
Tinker, I don't know if you're going to notice this, depending on how much perception you have. There is a pair of eyes just staring at you from out of Morel's backpack.
I'm happy to do a perception check on that.
Yeah,
Feel
that's
free
fine.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The knight's first roll, people. No clue.
No
Yep.
Does
idea.
not notice it in the slightest.
He is much too busy trying to not look at the steam engine pickup truck that's leaving.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, there is just a cat watching your every movement. Like, what are you?
Oh, and before we part ways with the things, Forrest wanted to go have a chat, or not a chat, but just quickly ask directions from that nurse about where he can find Bear Bar.
Oh yeah.
And the nurse will say, I do not remember myself. We have not been in contact for some time, but I do believe he was fairly close with Ulir, a plumekin in the city who runs a pawn shop.
I don't know what any of those things mean.
For lack of better description, imagine, if you would, a crow but a person.
Okay. All right. And then?
Who runs in the Rusted Commons. If you find your way to the Rusted Commons and you just ask or look around for Ulir's trinkets.
Ulers.
Ulir.
Ulier's trinkets.
Yes.
Sort of like repeating
he
it to
can
himself
be
a few
a
times.
little bit of a nasty fellow, but he was good friends with Berbar.
All right. Thank you for your help.
Yes. Well, thank you all for the time here. I wish you all the best. And unfortunately, I must be off. There's lots to do. And she packs up, takes the last bits, and just nods at you all before walking away.
Yeah. Mirel kind of hefts up her backpack with like the eyes still just staring out of the darkness in the back and just says, "All right, Forrest, where to?"
Oh, we need to go to the Rust Commons, I think it was, and we're looking for Ulier's trinkets.
Ooh, trinkets! I love trinkets!
From like a distance away.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Tinker runs over.
I
just
don't know
runs
what
over,
trinkets are, but I'm glad you like them. You're welcome
Where
to
was that
tag
again? Where are we
along.
going? What's the name of the place?
Ulier's trinkets.
Would Tinker have any idea where this is?
Make... Oh, this is a good one. I'm gonna ask you to just make an intelligence check.
Just an intelligence check. Okie dokie. Are the wounds still impacting our...
No, you recovered. We can go through this once again, mechanically. A wound deducts from your modifier without affecting your ability scores. You recover from a wound by taking a long rest without recovering hit dice. And since no one had spent any hit dice, you would recover from this wound automatically. As a way of saying that your body can focus on resting. Because recovering hit dice would be your body focusing on regaining that extra energy instead. But with all your hit dice available, during the rest, you could just focus on healing, essentially, recovery.
Cool. Thank you. Well, in that case, 19.
19. You wouldn't have heard of Ulir's trinket specifically, but you know where the Rusted Commons are. They're at the south end near the Bellows, which are large cube-like structures that functions as power plants in the city. So in the most southern reaches of the city, you can find the Rusted Commons.
I have a pretty good idea of where we might be able to find that place, if you'd allow me to escort you there.
Oh, would you? That would be lovely.
No, the pleasure is ours, isn't it, Trish?
And Trish looks up from her book. Yes. Head back and book.
Okay. I would like to ask, is Trish in her disguised form or
Yes.
her natural
Yeah,
form? Okay.
yeah, disguise form.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
If you could lead us there, that would be very good.
Absolutely. And while we walk, we could perhaps have a chat about that wonderful sword that you've got on your back. What's it made of? How does it work? Why does it work the way it does? How does it cut things? And Tinker just starts going with the questions as
By
we start walking.
swords, do you mean this? He's pointing it over his shoulder.
Yes, that's that sword. It is a sword, right?
Well, it's my fang.
Sorry, your what?
My fang.
Your fang.
Eh? My fang?
Oh, the word for it is sword.
No, it's fang.
Right, well, that's the new one. And
It's
now
not
Tinker's
that. Well,
got another book out, and now he's writing as he walks, not looking at where he's going.
it's not that new. It's been around a little. I made it.
No, that's very new, very different. Yes.
Did you want to look?
No, not right now. I'm guiding you. Tinker is walking is sort of as we walk closer into the city.
Okay.
He's like going in between people's legs and whatnot, and if you don't keep track of him, you're gonna lose him.
Nice.
He's not even looking forward.
Thankfully, I've got a.
He's riding
Thankfully, I've got a
You
good
have-
overhead view
You are
of him.
still outside the city, and there is foot traffic coming in and out of the city. But as you get closer to the city gates, and this would be the same gates as Tinker and Trish came through the first time, which was just open. These almost like double, like a sluice way almost. Double gate situation that was just open. There were a handful of guards, but now you see there's a long line leading into the city, and there's several guards posted up, and the entrance has been divided on two sides with people going in and people coming out, and you can quite clearly see that they're doing quick checks on people. And they seem to have some form of gadgets that they just very quickly hold up towards people. They do very quick searches of bags where they just look in. It seems like security has been increased heading towards the city.
Are we close enough to try and identify the gadgets?
Well, you're in line, and it looks like it's going to be some time before it's your turn in. But if you want to just keep an eye out and see what's going on to try and gauge the process here.
Yeah.
Tinker, are we there?
No, we're just back at the city. We go through the gates, and then we're going to sort of walk across the city a little bit.
Oh, why are we stopping here?
Well, Tinker tries to look beyond the line, but obviously it's a little harder for him. Oh, well, it must be some form of increased security, maybe, because of yesterday's festivities?
So you see Trish walking down the line, still head and book,
No,
not realizing.
Trish.
Oh,
Please.
Forrest will just follow her.
No.
Walking past,
Oh,
and
no.
you do hear people start going like, "Hey, no cutting! What are you doing? Please go back to the back of the line." And eventually, Trish, you get like met by a stern-looking, almost like imagine a monitor lizard as a person who's just got their like wide shoulders, arms folded, and just
Oh my god, it's a
almost
line
lets
monitor
you
lizard.
walk into them. like, boom.
Trish does walk into them, and
And this
it's
big
sort of-
person opens like a
Oh, she's
large
so
mouth. You
embarrassing.
see like a dark tongue comes out, slithering, and then goes, "You gotta wait your turn in line."
Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there is a line. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so interested in this book, and it holds up and shows the book. Look, it's about food in this place, and look, see, we can eat this sort of food and that sort of food, and yeah, look,
That's
I've never
great
had
and
that one
all, but
before.
Go to the back of the line.
What's a line?
And Mirella's
Look at
now
you.
caught up and like kind of trying to tug. Like, we just have to go this way.
But it's
Uh,
the doors over there.
But you don't want
Are
to know more
you
about the
guys
food?
taking a piss?
No, I'm not.
No piss here, sir. Sorry.
Back of the line, or we'll have trouble.
Forrest is just being led away.
And Trish is like
Morel is, like,
slowly
trying
walking
to, like,
backwards
grab-
Yeah.
and just like,
oh.
okay. Gosh, people here are scary.
And as you head back, like anyone who looks backwards towards this, the guard is clearly pointing you out to those actually running the security checks.
Cool. Yeah.
Like very, very clearly being like, keep an eye on those.
Mhm.
Tinker didn't get out of line. I just want to say, Tinker stayed in
Yeah,
line.
And
no,
What
held
Tinker
our
did
spot
go-
is what he.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, yeah.
You come back and there's like a handful of people. Looks like a family, maybe. Looks like a forger, like a woodsman, are now standing in line behind Tinker.
And Morel just points and goes, "We were here," and just shoves them in.
All
you know
right,
how it
all
is.
right, all right.
Tourists and all.
And
And then
they
Morel-
look down at you like,
Tinker.
Um,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No,
He
you
seemed
were
very
fine.
angry.
No, look. How do we? You have to wait.
Oh, what for?
Morel's kind of looking at Tinker like, "Help."
We need to wait for the angry men at the front to make sure that we're safe to go in.
Oh, they were angry.
Oh,
They were so angry.
Yes, they were angry because you walked into him.
I
oh,
didn't
it was
see him.
Trish.
I was reading.
Trish, you
Yeah.
made him very angry. Why'd you
Yes,
do that?
she did.
I was reading my book and I
Yes,
felt
what
like I hit a wall.
No, you need to stop reading while walking.
Oh, but look at this. And like Trish
No.
is now showing you the food book, going, well, look, we got to try this while we're here. Like, look at good.
No, and Tinker used his little grabby hand to like grab at Trish's ear again.
I would like Mirel to
Yes.
make your choice of perception or arcana
Ooh.
regarding figuring out
Oh,
as the line is
better.
slowly moving, you're trying to observe the routines of the inspection and try to figure out what exactly they may be doing.
Cool. Well, they're the same level, so let's go Arcana. Why not?
Mhm. Yeah, they will definitely
Why
give you different information
Ah,
depending on which
okay.
one you choose.
Cool. Let's go Arcana then.
Take from the
Just
next
for
warlock.
funsies.
Arcana's
oh my
way
God,
cooler.
Can't see a thing.
Can't see a thing.
Can't see a thing.
For you, with a 4, you try to look, but they, like the amount of people are just blocking. Currently, there's a large family trying to like squeeze everyone into the security check at the same time rather than waiting in line. They're like, but we're one company. We should go through together. That kind of vibe is happening right now. So you don't really get a clear image. You don't get any additional information. You just see that they have these almost like small items that they hold in their hands that have some antenna or some form of wire that's just up, and they hold it almost like just close to people, almost like they just do a quick like once over on people as they walk by.
Mirel is going to lean down to Tinker and go, do you know a lot about security?
In general, or about what's going on here?
Oh, do you know, just in, no, what's going on here?
No. Can Tinker roll that Arcana check as well?
I would say for Tinker, it would be less of an Arcana check. I will ask you to make a history check or a perception check.
We'll go perception.
Hmm?
Yeah, not that much better. we'll.
Christine,
baby!
Morel, sort of like huddled down to Tinker. She goes, "What are we doing? Are we forming a sort of cool group
Hush
thing?"
now,
Like,
the adults are talking.
Well, I was just thinking, Trish, you have hidden your face again. And what if that is very suspicious?
oh, they're not gonna. I don't want no. We don't need to get through this.
No,
one,
no,
do
no,
we?
no, no. Just don't worry. Just follow my lead. You'll all be fine.
Yeah, with the 9, you get no additional information. You try to like stretch your neck towards, and you see nothing
Can't
at
see a
all.
Yeah. And then Muriel will go, okay, but if we were worried, would there be another way in?
Um, um,
Why would we need another way in? Now, I've got nothing to hide.
Okay, I'm just saying that.
Is there? And Chris is now looking around as to where they are in the group. Is there any like a bush or a tree nearby, or something that she could like hide herself away for a second?
There is some, but mostly this close to the city, there are like small farms, stables, a few trading posts. But you can walk off a little bit and you'll get to a small gathering of trees. There's some wild bushes.
Okay.
But you're in a fairly openish area.
Okay. Trish, I will be back.
No, Trish, if you leave now, you will look even more suspicious. Just relax.
She's not relaxing at all.
When have I led you astray?
And she's gonna cast disguise self right there in the open.
I will say that your pendant already has that effect on you. That is what your pendant does. It casts disguise self.
Okay.
But at a more permanent variation.
Yeah.
So I will just say mechanically, you are already under the influence of the disguise self.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, can I cast the spell to change what I will look like from what I originally was looking like? I'll just go. Yeah,
you can definitely. Explain to me what you're trying to achieve with this, so I can.
So they would have seen Trish walk up to them in one sort of form.
Oh, I see.
So Trish is now gone. Oh fuck! Let's go all black. Like just totally like change.
Okay,
appearance.
so you're wanting to use your own disguise self to almost give yourself a makeover, but still be in a disguised form.
Yes, that's correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'd say you could definitely do that.
Awesome.
Definitely. So instead of looking like a generic brown-haired, human-ish individual, what are you changing? Because you're still wearing your own clothes.
Yes. So she's going to look around the place. Well, what is the more dominant race, and is there more males than females, or like?
The most common here are the Emberkin, the people that have tinges of fire in their physicality. Those are the most common. And when it comes to gender, it's all across the spectrum.
Okay,
it's hard to tell.
She's gonna basically be one of them. But exactly like one of them. Just one of the NPC then.
Yeah. Okay. So, in the blink of an eye, because you are casting a spell, so you do hand gestures and you do say a few words.
Yep.
And apparently, no one in line realizes what's going on.
Tinker's eyes widen at the fact that no one saw that.
It's like for some reason the family that had gathered behind you were all in conversation during the instance, like the sudden flash of change. And Trish now looks very similar in features, but the skin has a reddish tint. The hair has a more like a charcoal gray tint to it, and the eyes have an almost like a faint glow to them.
Cool. How did you do that?
Well, I have a thing called magic, and when I want to not be me, I say some words, and I think really hard, and it works.
That's odd. Why do you do that?
Because no one wants to know who I am. But enough of that. Look, the line's moving a little.
The line is moving. It's been steadily moving. We've got like airport security check speeds here. It's like every now and then you got your bag on the ground and you're just like scuffing it along with your foot because you're only moving inches at a time. And it takes some time, but eventually you end up in front of line, and you do see this monitor lizard man in not like big bulky armor, but wearing official garments of the bulwark. He's got that shield emblem. He's got a hammer on his side, on his hip, and a shield on the back. And you're moved up. In what order are you all placed in line? Because you will be going through. Mirella's last.
Tinker is first.
Okay, Tinker, you are moved up into this, and they've purposefully made it like a narrow passage where you see like 2 or 3 other guards. One of them looks down at you. You can see this person is also an Emberkin. Has almost like, it looks like there's like the shadow of a fireplace under the skin. It's just moving ever so slightly. Looks down at you over and says, your backpack, sir?
Oh, yes. What about it?
We need to have a look at it.
Oh, of course.
And Tinker, drops the backpack and lugs it over.
Yeah, and it's placed on this table, moved over, and like one of the other guards starts opening it, going through it, just checking some stuff.
Oh, just be careful of the jars in there. The
Why
substances
do
can
we need
be a
to
little
have-
bit iffy.
Are you bringing dangerous materials into the city?
No, just my spit.
Make a persuasion check.
Tinker smiles his toothiest grin and lets it flow for a second.
Give me a persuasion check.
Just letting you know, he ain't trained in persuasion.
That's
All the better.
But we will.
Oh.
take that.
Oh shit. Yeah, this person says, looks over and sees like as you grin, like a bit of spittle comes out, and doesn't catch when it like hisses at the ground. Just like almost like eyes up the collar, and it's like, all right. There's people for everything, and they keep going through your backpack, and they find whatever you have in there. And then they ask, "Oh, what's your purpose for visit?"
Oh, I'm escorting those 3 behind me to do some shopping today.
Okay. And you've been in the city before?
Yo, yes.
All right. Everything seems fine. It checks out. Welcome to Hague. And you like get to step through. They hand you back your backpack. They have most definitely not put things back in the bag in the order you did. And it feels like wrong. Like the
No.
weight distribution of the backpack is
Don't
off.
do it all.
And,
Like
and
you can feel like against your back there's like bulk, something is pushing.
No. Ow. Ah.
and even though I'm sure they're sort of like trying to like lead Tinker along, he kind of like when he feels he can get away with it, he just plonks the bag down where he can still within earshot and eyeshot of the others, and just starts rummaging through it to try and fix it all.
Yeah, you basically just come through, you take a step to the side, and there's an area. You see some other people are doing similar things, like going through their bags, checking that everything's in there. Who is it next in line?
While all that's happening, Chris is actually going
Probably-
to turn around to Morel and goes, I really don't like what's happening here.
I'm
But
probably
I know
next.
you've got it. And Trish is going to give Bardic inspiration to Morel.
Oh. So explain to us what Bardic Inspiration is.
Bardic inspiration. As a bonus action, a creature other than you, within 60 feet, that can hear you gains an inspiration of a 1d6 for 10 minutes. The creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving roll. This could be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Cool.
There you go. So you have a d6 you can add to one of those rolls. It will last until spent or for up to 10 minutes. But who is next in line? I still
Me.
want to know. Okay. So you are led forward, and with the Tinker, they just very quickly use this apparatus to like almost like point it at him, at his backpack. They gesture it towards you. It doesn't seem to react anything. And again, they say, "What's your purpose for visit in Hague?"
Oh, I'm following this one. I'm trying to find Ulier's trinkets. Someone called Bear Bar. Do you know them?
Well, yeah, I know about Ulir's trinkets. Yes, that seems to check. We will have to check your backpack, sir.
Oh, this here.
Yes.
It's a backpack.
Yes, we need you put it down on the table over there, and my colleagues will have to look through it to make sure you're not bringing anything dangerous into the city.
Okay. Places it down.
And have you been in the city before?
Wait, when we got squeezed, were we in the city or outside the city?
Yes, you were in the city.
We were in here yesterday.
All right. Oh, and like looks over you and now takes stock that all of you have what looks like
A little bit banged up.
imprints. You're banged up. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, glad to hear that you're all in good condition. Welcome back into the city of Hague. You may move along now, sir.
Oh, thank you. Do, 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 do.
They hand you, like, they stretch up the backpack towards you.
Someone just picks it up with a couple of fingers and throws it over the shoulder. It's far too small for him.
Definitely. It's like, for a normal person, it's a backpack. For us, fanny pack.
Yeah.
He's, like, attached it to his belt loop.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
side, like a hip pouch.
Or is carrying it like a handbag over his arm.
Yeah. Trish, you are
Yep.
next in line.
Yep.
You are led up, and you do see this monitor lizard person sort of eye you cautiously, like trying to gauge, like, does this person look familiar or not? And you also meet this person standing there who says, "What is the purpose of your visit, miss?"
With my friends and shopping.
All right. Would you mind handing over your pack? We need to look through it.
And she starts pulling out like, you want the, and like pulls out her rapier and her dagger, and you're talking about my backpack.
Not to me. Your backpack and all your items over there to my colleagues.
Okay, and she gives the backpack over. It might be a little heavy.
That's fine. That's fine, miss. So what is your purpose for a visit in the city?
You already asked. So I'm here with my friends and shopping.
Okay. Very good. Just checking. And takes this little gadget, holds it up towards you, and it does make almost like a ticking noise.
She's gonna act so still and pretends she doesn't hear it.
And it, like, holds it down and holds it up. Miss.
Like a magical Geiger counter.
Miss, I'm gonna have to ask you to step to the side, if you wouldn't mind.
She steps to the other side.
No, miss. My friend here needs to ask you some questions, and you see the monitor lizard turns around towards you.
Mirel steps out with Trish.
Okay.
Yeah, and the equivalent of a cocked eyebrow happens on this lizard's face.
And she gets
And
nervous.
And says, "That's fine. Whatever." And just leads you to a little door, like to a little side room that has been set up. It's not really a booth. It's more the equivalent of a large porta-potty office. Steps in, like, closes the door.
Tinker, where's Morel going?
Mirel is following
Morel,
Trish.
where are you going?
You were not.
I'll
You
be
were
right
not
back.
let in. You were essentially, like, you had to step back out of line and then led into, like, a small little.
Oh, I'm just
set
standing on the
up.
outside.
Yeah. And Trish, if you insist to come in as no, Trish, you are being led into this office with the lizard. Mirel, if you try to come along, you won't be stopped. But Trish is being led into a side room.
Yeah, Morel is gonna Morel is gonna follow Trish.
And then all you hear in your mind is a thank you in Trish's voice.
Yeah, I feel like Morel's feeling confident from that bardic inspiration, you know. So yeah,
But
like,
you do
figure out
hear like spoken into your mind Trish's voice. Like Trish doesn't talk out loud. You just hear it.
Yeah.
Morel just kind of. Yep.
And the door is closed quickly, and you can see there's still like it's the kind almost like a bathroom stall situation. The walls don't go all the way up to a ceiling.
Oh.
They're more just to give you some space. It's a small little office, and this person walks over to a little almost like a cabinet. Brings out a similar gadget, holds it up towards you, Mirel, since you also stepped in.
Excuse me, what is that?
It reacts to illusions.
Oh, I see. and you think my friend is under an illusion?
It just pushes that, like, moves the gadget over towards Mirel and goes, yes. And looks at it. Yes. And I'm gonna need to ask some questions.
Is it just this thing in here?
No, there looks to be several items in this cabinet. There's also a small table, a few, like, portable stools. And he goes over, sits in, like, one of these stools. It creaks under his weight. He seems very dense as he sits down. He takes out, like, a little piece of paper and a quill and says, sit.
Morel will sit, but, like, on the very edge of the seat, just to, like, I don't want to sit, but I will.
So it's just us three in there?
Yeah.
There's no... You hear again, Morel, in Trish's voice. Look at me and blink twice if you think I should put him to sleep.
Morel will kind of just tip her head to acknowledge that she heard, but she won't look at you and blink yet.
Okay.
She will sort of sit there and she will go, is it a crime to look better than you do in real life? Is it a crime to want that?
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation! Oh, she's not very good at this.
It's the closest thing to an insult check we have.
Can Trish back it up going, yeah, and
Hold
slamming
on.
the hand on the table?
He got a 14, but I'm adding a d6.
Okay, you're using your bardic
I'm
inspiration.
using my bardic inspiration. It's a 19 now.
It's a 19. He leans back, almost expecting there to be a backrest, and then, like, does one of the catching himself before he goes, I may not be the prettiest of my family, I admit, but I am just trying to do my job.
Then
Not
can't
you,
you just
sir,
say that
me.
you've done your job and that be it?
No.
How will they know?
I'm just going to say the more you argue and stall, the worse it looks. You seem to think this is a really bad thing, but I'll have you know, it sort of like shows the paperwork, that there's a section for approved use of illusion. Say you have a scar, and you have a prescribed illusion from your physician or a cosmetologist. I am just trying to find out why you are hiding and maybe what you are hiding. This doesn't necessarily mean you cannot enter the city.
So we should have brought physician. All right. No, that is fine. I can go back and ask him.
This is not really about you, though, miss. We'll get to you in a moment.
All
He
right.
turns towards you, Trish. Now, please, explain to me why you are under the effect of an illusion.
Trish is now looking at Morel, like, looking to see if there's blinking happening.
Wait for it. Hold it. Hold it.
While Trish sees no blinking happening, she goes, I simply hide myself because I don't believe I should look the way I do. And I hide it to try and look like everyone else. I'm disgusted by my looks.
Make a persuasion check or a deception check, whichever one you think fits better.
She's trying to deceive.
Okay.
23.
23. He sighs. I know how you feel. I struggled with body dysmorphia a fair amount of time in my youth. I know how it can be. I do, however, unfortunately need you not to show me, but in few words describe what you are hiding. This is in case something happens and your true description is needed. Just something small that I can put to paper to let you through.
So this it obviously takes items. All she sort of does, she's looking at Morel, and in Morel's head, she goes, look away for a second to Morel. So she
Morale will, yep.
waits, and then she doesn't say anything, but she just grabs the necklace, holds it out, and puts it back in. And just... That's... And shh.
I don't understand, as the DM, what you're doing.
She doesn't want Morel to know the item is the necklace. Or...
What the hell is that?
My neighbors are drilling again, it seems.
Yes. Yes.
That is not what they were asking for, though, Trish.
Oh.
You need to give a description of what is under the illusion.
Oh.
I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do.
Okay, that just started. It's fine.
It just like
I'm gonna be honest though. This is not as bad as the other day.
it
Oh,
mirrored
it's
the
much better,
cadence of the O so well. It was just like
All right. Well, if that's the case,
Yeah,
the
you have
whale.
to give a description of
Yeah.
what features,
Yeah.
physical feature, the illusion would be hiding.
features. It would be hiding a Dragon Ball.
Are you saying this to the guard?
Very quietly, like as she's pretending she's ashamed by it.
Okay. I will say with that deception roll, you don't need to roll again. You explained that you're a ray, and that you want to hide that form, like very quickly, very quietly. And you see this guard, this member of the bulwark, looks a bit like confused by the notion, but still writes something down on the paper. It says, all right. I'm not going to ask too much more, but again, this is for the purpose of identification if you are in trouble. I am going to need to know your color, essentially.
That's very personal.
Yeah, well, we can't really just say array.
I mean,
There needs to be a visual description.
if you go out there and have a look, how many other ones of us are out there?
More than one, at least.
I haven't seen one today.
Miss, you are making it very difficult for me to let you through.
She grabs out a book this time,
Okay?
and she opens.
I am
Okay.
trying to be nice and open and make this as easy and painless as possible.
And she stands up. This is not painless. This is actually very personal. And the disguise actually sort of goes away. And you just, Trish is now there, wings out. Just, I am over this. I'm not here to be interrogated. I just want to be with my friends.
Then you should have been honest and forthcoming from the start. And he eyes you like he's trying to not, like he's trying to just maintain eye contact and not look at you.
Because, like, at the moment, Trish is upset. She doesn't realize she's dropped her form. Well, I'm purple, all right? Is that all you wanted to hear?
Yes.
We're done?
Actually.
We're
Yes,
done?
we
Yeah.
are. Thank you.
Trish turns around even
You may
before,
return to the line.
not even putting her form back up. She goes to go walk out the door. She's
Mirelle will grab her sleeve as she
Yes.
goes and just kind of tip her head at the wings that are still out.
she goes like a different color of purple in her face. Thank you. Like she hides herself again and walks out. Just
Yeah, and these aren't full wings, just so
No.
we're aware. They're more like they would look currently as vestigial wings, but they
Little
are not like nubbies, but definitely not like
full grown.
Yeah.
They're not nubbies.
not nubbies, but
No
not
nubbies.
like usable.
No.
Fair.
But yes, so you realize, and the guard is currently like writing in the paperwork and just sort of like looks up and looks at you, Mirrell, and says,
Mhm.
"You can return to the line.
Oh, all right.
We're done."
Thank you.
So it takes a few minutes, but eventually Trish and Mirel makes their way through the check, and the group, you reconvene on the other side, inside the city of Hague.
Oh,
Yay!
are you okay?
And I'm
You're
actually
gone a
gonna give
while.
you now
Wow.
Wow.
map.
The what?
There
Oh,
should be a
map.
city map.
There's a map.
On the
I see
battle
it.
map.
Big map.
On the
Yeah,
battle
on the
cam,
battle.
is it? Ah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You.
let me
It's up to you, Roju, if you want to switch scenes for us. But there is a map.
Well, I mean, if you want to see the map, then we got to switch the
Oh, I
scenes.
mean, the map is pretty nice, though.
It's a pretty
Very
nice map.
detailed. I like it.
Yes. So this is a map of the city of Hague. The little dice represents your current location,
Yay!
Ooh,
which fits perfectly on this hex grid.
It
By the
does.
way.
doesn't it just?
Yeah.
So yes, you are now within the city of Hague, and I will let you know that over here, where I'm currently going to ping,
Mhm.
Oh, yep.
that is where the yesterday's event took place.
Oh, okay,
Right.
yep.
Okay.
And where is Tinker taking us?
Tinker would know that the Rusted Commons are in the southwestern end. If you look at the bottom of the map, you can see these very what's the word? Square-looking shapes. Those are called the bellows.
Okay.
They function as water power plants in the city.
Ah,
Okay.
cool.
So Trish is going to walk up straight up to Tinker and sort of, if he's still sitting down, sort of just lifts him up and goes, "We got to get away. No, No. We're leaving. We're going to where we need to go to.
Okay,
right now.
right. I
Hurry up.
can't show you the way when my feet are dangling.
And then like Trish just put him down and like pushing along now. Let's come on. We've got to go.
Stop that.
I don't want to be around here anymore.
I'm not some little toy for you to push.
Trish is still pushing.
No.
But we were waiting for you,
me.
Trish.
It doesn't matter. And keeps walking.
And Morel will kind of lean into Forrest and go, she had a hard time at the gate.
Oh, why is that? They seemed nice enough.
They had, and she kind of glances Trish's way, and she just says, they had some more questions.
Oh,
That is all.
okay. Are you okay? You went with her?
Yes, just for moral support, of course. I'm sorry to worry you.
Oh, well, it was a little while, but I'm glad you're back.
I'm sorry to make you wait. And hopefully we will find your place.
Bear Bar. Julia.
Well,
Yeah.
if I keep getting pushed like this, I might take us in the wrong direction.
Fine, and just go.
Next time, just listen to me when I say it's okay and not to worry about it.
There was lots to worry about.
Well, lead on, Tinker.
And Tinker will lead us the right way.
Well done, Tinker.
Wait, actually, hang on. Yes, he'll lead us the right way.
I love that dice clanging and everyone's like, oh,
Maybe.
sir.
As you are within the city of Hague, you find yourself within a district known as Steeltown. You walk through crowded streets with people going to and fro. You can tell the city is in not any form of uproar, but there's definitely something has happened. There is activity, people are running back and forth. You see the looks on people's eyes are different as they are within the city. And you can see down this main street towards the Fireside Market, there is some form of large tumult happening. There's a large, stark gathering of people currently in the Fireside Market. As you walk by these large, almost like a gated community, mansions on both sides of the street. Where people are trying to get into the city, but you also see people getting out of the city. There are carriages with people that have packed like what looks like all of their belongings moving towards the exit you just came through and trying to get out of the city. And it takes another couple of minutes before you make it through this throng of people and you get closer to the Fireside Market, where you now can hear the hawkers and criers are still trying to sell their goods, but part of the market is now being used for what looks like an open kitchen almost, where food is being handed out, first aid supplies are being given, and you can see where you had gone around the Hill of Ingenuity towards this event stage. There's a massive, almost like scaffolding that stretches up over the side of the hill. And you see parts of the buildings on the hill itself and nearby structures have been severely damaged from whatever happened here. You can also see there's a large gathering of people that are crowding and just getting so close to each other near where the bulletin board was. And looks like a lot of official postings have been put up. People are calling out that things like, the city is responsible, they need to provide, and others calling, are we going to war? Are we going to war? And you hear the crying children. People are just trying to get by on their days. You pass by one of these, at the last row of these houses, you do see what looks like a group of people finely dressed that are standing almost like they're standing at the edge of the fence looking over towards the market. And they're just like looking like, why are they so noisy?
As we're passing the bulletin boards,
Well, you'd have to get closer to it, really. From now, you just know that's where it is. But there's a large gathering of people around it, and you also see several people standing on, like, some form of structure, like they've gotten height, and they're just calling out to people, pointing. There's papers being handed out.
okay. If as we're walking by, Tinker would sort of turn to the others and go,
Oh, just hold here for a second.
and he quickly ducks under other people's legs and just sort of makes a beeline for the
Hold
the
what?
the crowd. He's attempting to get as close as he can to where they're handing out papers and things like that through people's feet from the unders.
Okay, you get there and you see someone dressed in what's very much like worn workers' clothes. You see an individual that looks quite ragged, like they haven't slept properly, handing out flyers, and you can see they're almost handmade. They're not like copier printed; they're like just handmade, hand drawn. Where it says, it just says, "Join the Rusted Reform. They cannot take our houses."
Tinker reaches up with his grabby hand and nabs.
Yeah, they're just handing out to whoever may take one.
Yeah, he grabs one and sort of brings it back to him, and then quickly sort of rushes through everyone's legs again, and reappears next to the party. He goes,
Oh, looks like we have a good old-fashioned mob going on.
What does it say?
Oh, something about, I don't know, reform, uprising. Happens a lot in cities.
Is he like holding it for someone else to take, or
he's just holding it up.
he's just holding it up?
Holding it up.
Yeah, and it says very quickly, "Join the Rusted Reform. They cannot take our houses."
This is a lot busier than the wooden markets back at home.
Well, it is a big city.
You do see a group of bulwark coming through. They're going like, "Scatter! Scatter! Stop! You're taking up too much space. Go away!"
Which one is it? Is
They're
it
like
Smash
trying
Bros?
to just get this gathering of people to move. Like this is a risk. You all need to scatter right now, please. And you do see a familiar figure that you saw very quickly the day before. This pale man with a long leather duster, who's just like scoffing. Like he's definitely throwing like side eye at these guards as they're walking away.
Well, nothing to do with us. We're going shopping.
Was he the guy that asked for us to help?
No, but he seemed to have been part of a similar group.
Oh, okay.
Just another random fighter type or something that was gathered up at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Morel will kind of see them coming and go. We should keep moving.
You do see now that there's still people around, but there is less people. It would be easier to get to the bulletin board now if you wanted to. But there's also people trying to, like, they're grabbing at you see every now and then someone grabs at your pant leg or your sleeve, and you may see a child or someone older or something. They're like, "Please, anything you can spare, anything you can spare." And it just seems the city is just very different from yesterday.
How many people, like if Morel were to give a silver for every person who asked her, how
She
many
wouldn't
silver
afford
would
it.
that?
She
She couldn't afford. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. No, she will probably not do that then. Yep. But
You do see the guards do shoo away what looks like a group of kids that are trying to ask for handouts. They're like, move along.
Don't bear them any mind. You give something to one, they'll just come back in greater numbers.
I'm just going to look, and Morel is going to push forward to the bulletin board.
As Mirel is pushing towards the bulletin board, the guards seem to push people away, almost making a thoroughfare as a group of almost like cloaked individuals, but they also have these breastplates on them, and they have long, almost like staves, but at the very top is a large hammer's head. So they're walking like, imagine a Gandalf stick, but at the top there's a large hammer.
Oh, okay.
As they're just walking across, and they seem to be carrying holy symbols of some kind and iconography. And they have large, like, workers' gloves on them as they're just walking, and the guards are making way for these individuals to come and pass by. And they seem to be headed towards this, where this structure has been erected around the event area.
Would Morel recognize those symbols? Can I... is there
Make a
something
religion check.
A religion check?
Oh, this is a good moment to say, in this campaign, we will also be using religion checks as a substitute for doing essentially culture checks.
That makes sense.
Knowing more about traditions of people as well.
Oh, I do. It's a 20. When?
At 21, they are very clearly priests and acolyte of Hathok, the artisan, the local deity.
Ooh, okay. Okay, well, she will not... I mean, she just wanted to know, but yeah, cool. But she mostly is posted on the bulletin board.
Very obvious iconographies of hammers, anvils, and gears on their person.
Cool. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just have that moment of like, oh shit, right, we're like in the heart of the Hathok belief. This is the city where it all began, all those years ago. But you, Mirel, make your way towards the bulletin board. I want to ask, what are the others doing?
Following along more than anything, and sort of just looking around bemusedly, just
There's
sort of taking in the
definitely
sights.
people stopping and staring at you, Forrest.
Forrest is probably gawking like the most tourist.
He's just looking around.
Tourist.
Everything looks new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hadn't been here for long. Even when yesterday's happenings occurred, you'd barely had the chance to see anything.
Yeah,
of the
we kind of
city.
just arrived and sort of made straight for the place, and then everything.
Place and the thing. Yeah.
Everything
So
happened.
you just trying to take everything in, trying to compare yesterday's vibe from what's currently going on. It might be a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
What is Trish doing?
Is there a lot of pamphlets around?
There are some people handing out pamphlets, yes, of various
Takes all of
kinds.
them.
Okay.
Takes all of them.
You do get one where it says strike imminent, Smeltville in shambles. Join the cause. Another one says that the only thing that can save us is Hathok, and there's the imagery of a gear and a hammer. You get one that says a charity ball tonight in the Steelworks district, or like in Steel Town. There is just a lot of like things, lots of happenings, events, festivities. You do catch one that says free food to those in need. And it's marked, and it says Daughters of Flame Tavern in the Rusted Commons.
So,
Mirel, yes?
Trish is going to go up to Tinker, or try to go to Tinker.
Make a perception check, trying to find Tinker among all
Yeah,
these.
yeah, I'm not surprised, but
Get used to that, everyone.
17.
17. Yeah, you look around and you manage to catch like the top of the grabby claw attached to the side of the backpack, almost like a little flag, like like the cuddle me flag.
Yeah, I was imagining that.
So Trish goes up to Tinker and shows 2 pamphlets of the free food. Like, we can get some free food here. We don't have to spend our money. I reckon this is a good idea. And I sort of want to go to this one. I've never been, and passes out the charity ball one. It's on
Charity
tonight.
Ball is the only one that looks like it might have been like copy printed.
I reckon we should go to that. We might find some interesting people, interesting things to know about the place. And, you know, you like to figure things out.
Charity? I don't need charity. Why would I want to go to a... I especially don't need any balls. What would I do with them? Bounce them, roll them? I don't need anything to do with any charity balls. What? They would just take up space in my backpack.
And Trish pulls out another book. So balls are these things where you dance and you figure out what people
dancing.
are.
That's even worse.
No. But very interesting people can believe
dance on balls. I can't even dance on solid ground. Trish, that's a terrible idea.
And I'm sorry, I can't. I was trying to hold it in for so long.
Are we there yet?
I have one interest right now, and that's trinkets. Who knows what could be in this store?
Yes, we go to the trinkets, and then can we go to the ball tonight?
You can do whatever you want. You're the one following me.
Hey, Forrest, do you want to go dancing?
I don't know how.
It's okay, neither do I. You want to go dancing tonight?
It sort of like looks to Morel like clearly I don't know how to answer this person.
And then like Trish shows the pamphlet. It's a charity thing. We'll be doing it for charity to help people.
He sort of looks at the bit of paper and goes, "What does that say?"
It says charity bowl, and then she just reads out like what time it is and where it is.
And it says, I actually got my own lore wrong. It's not the Steel Town, it's Towers of Iron.
It's Towers of Iron, I'm sorry.
It's
Yes.
Towers of Iron the whole time.
It was Towers of Iron.
And she says, look, if you want to go dancing, you can go dancing.
I'm not dancing on any.
I didn't ask you, did I?
I don't think
I like you so much.
I don't really know what that is. And I kind of just want to do this right now.
Yes,
All right,
Forrest is right.
Why don't we focus on one thing at a time? And she will turn back to the bulletin board, which was that pretty much just the pamphlets that Trish has already collected?
That was just Trish grabbing like all the handouts available.
So they were already on there. Okay, cool.
She's got
so,
fists full of
there's
advertising.
There's definitely like several like stapled to the bulletin board for people to just take anyway.
For good
but I will
time,
say
call, blah.
Yeah. You do see a lot of postings. Like already yesterday, this board was full, but now it's like been covered over, and you see that isolated glass area has now several more postings as well. So I'm just gonna ask you, because I have several available here, what are you looking for on this posting board, or are you just wanting to see it over, like skim through what's what?
She was kind of going to skim through the whole thing, but when you said like official postings, she was probably going to look more towards.
There's a large like area that where anyone can put up anything, but then there's a glassed off bit that's locked where it looks like they only have the official like city postings.
Yeah, she might skim over the other part, but she'll probably focus on the glass one then.
Okay. If you want to skim over the other part, I'm gonna ask you to roll a number of d6s. Follow your conscience. The more you roll, the more thorough you are.
Okay. I just pick a number. Okay.
I will say yes.
Up to okay. I'll roll.
500.
6 d6s is what you can roll.
Up to 6. You know what? Oh no. Oh, I've gone too far. There, that's how you do it. It's fine. I was
Too
gonna.
far or not
I was
far
thinking
enough.
3. I went 3 was my.
144. Okay,
9 out of 18
you
ain't
will
bad,
get
right?
to here. You do see the first one you skim over. You see one that looks like it looks definitely like other people have posted things over this one, and someone else has torn them down to make sure this one shows. And it says very extravagantly with nice like handmade filigree around the edges. It says Meyer Mort's Custom Furniture, the only Arbormancer in Hague. And the picture of like a really fancy looking like garden chair made out of metal and wood combined. And then you also get one that says another one you read that has been posted like all over the place, like the same one all over. It reads, scared of fire, worried about your money, have a sick aunt, come visit them, be financially responsible, lendings and insurance.
I wish I had done all 6 just so you could share all of that. Oh, okay, yep.
And then you look over towards the official postings where you can see pretty much all of them start with volunteers wanted, like on all of them, like it's been like the same font and everything just stamped on the top. And then they have additional text on there. The first one says watchers needed by the Gulches. As yesterday's events have impacted Smeltville greatly, we need volunteers to help the rotational guards keep the sinkhole safe. With this increased risk comes extra pay, 5 silver per shift.
Oh, okay.
And then the second one reads, combatants needed, tender leeches wild in the city, excavation into the new sewers required, 1 silver per tender leech slain, and then in brackets proof required. And the last one says, construction hands needed. Extra workers are required in the repair effort of the Ingenuity and some of the workshops. Paid by effort, 2 to 8 silver per day.
Okay. Cool. She will try and commit those to memory just to, if she happens to see, walking by.
Yes. Is anyone else looking at anything on this bulletin board? I assume that Trish is currently just dreaming about a ball at the castle.
Oh,
really
she's
sweet.
dreaming. She's even looking
Dreaming of
where dresses could be.
Oh my god. Oh, she's gonna wear a dress. Oh my god.
Can't you just like disguise herself into a new dress?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, true.
She could. She could.
maybe she wants to feel pretty. Okay, Tinker. Like your own beast.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe she wants to go clothes shopping.
All right. Well,
Tinker
yeah,
is
Morel.
like trying to get everyone's attention to head on over. He's
Head
getting
on- yeah.
yeah.
Once Morel sees that, she'll be like, all right, well, I've seen. All right, sorry. Are we ready?
Yes.
Always.
If Tinker could be any more of a bundle of sass, he is tapping his foot.
Just waiting.
Morel sees it and just ignores it. She doesn't say sorry to him. She says sorry to Forrest.
That's okay, Morel.
So you now know that there is a main thoroughfare leading you down south through the city if you are headed towards the Rusted Commons.
Yes, Tinker will very impatiently start leading the group in that direction.
All right. You pass through now I will say, as you're walking down this main thoroughfare, on your right-hand side, you do pass by an area that has big suburbia vibes. This is Steel Town. This is the upper middle class of the city, where people live in like houses on rows. They all have gardens. There's a large park that you pass by, where you can see that there's kids out playing. Some people are out with walking various pets and domesticated animals. Whereas on your left-hand side, as you're walking, as you come down here into this crossing and you see down this direction, all of you see a very almost empty-looking district, and you can see several hanging plaques outside buildings with lots of nightclubs, taverns, pubs, drinking establishments. It looks like that might be a nighttime district that you're passing by, that area. As you keep going further south, as time passes, eventually you come all the way down here, where you are now greeted by a large, almost like a sentry watchtower that goes high up into the air. And on one side, this way, down towards your left-hand side, you see what looks like almost a desert dune landscape of heaps of trash. Just piles upon piles, hills of garbage, and people moving along them. You see, like, what the equivalent of, like, scrapyard huts that people have built, and they seem to be their own community over there. And on your right-hand side, you see these massive, almost like brick and mortar reinforced with metal buildings that are just billowing smoke up into the air. And they are huge, they are uniform, all of them looks the same. And there's just this loud thrumming coming from all of them. And you can see that there's like, the water keeps washing up like on the beaches coming past these buildings. And there's just churning and smoke rising up into the air. And you are now on the edge of the rusted commons.
Right. Well, I got us this far. Now I have no idea where we're going.
Oh,
Need to ask around.
all right then. And Forrest is just going to look around for the nearest person.
Yeah, there's definitely like by this tower you see several bulwarks standing, almost like an old school police box is set at the bottom of this tower. You also see people coming and going. There's plenty of folks around if you just want to grab the nearest person.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll just sort of gently. Well, as far as Forrest is concerned, he gently taps someone on the shoulder and is like, "Excuse me, do you?"
And there's a young woman goes like turns around and goes, "Oh my goodness, you're a big fella."
Do you know? I'm Forrest Barkley. Do you know where Ulier's Trinkets is?
Ulier's Trinkets? Yes, it's not too far from here. If you keep going along until you get about halfway through, and she just points and like far away, you can see another one of these gate entrances into the city. Like if you go halfway towards the gate, you go into the district itself, and you'll find it quite early. If you just how do I explain this? It's hard to explain. You'll find it. You'll find it. Just follow the sound of complaints is probably easy if you just stop and listen for a moment.
He stops and listens.
No, not here. After you've gotten in there. I would show you the way, but I don't really have the time.
Oh, that's okay. So that way then.
Yes, go that way.
All right.
Until you get halfway towards the gate, and then you turn right into the commons, and it should be too hard to find from there.
Okay, that way. Around there. Listen, got you. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're very welcome. Have a nice day. And just keeps walking.
You as well.
I think Morel was probably trying to listen in so she could also, like, just in case Forrest was like, what's that? She's like, all right, we gotta...
I'm not sure if Forrest realized, but Tinker was standing in between his legs,
Oh, probably
getting the
not.
directions as well.
Unless he accidentally tripped over you, he probably wouldn't notice you.
No.
No.
It's like,
Right, that way then.
Oh!
Let's go.
and Tinker just struts off like he always knew where he was going.
Yeah, and you start walking, and you keep going, and you can see these bellows on the left-hand side. As you're walking along, you realize that here in this area, it is still almost rowdier, louder, lots of people, and you can tell that these are packed buildings where people live almost on top of each other. You see several stories high apartment complexes, but they're like, everything's super cramped, everything's pushed together. They've just tried to do what they can to fit as many people in a small an area as possible around here. Some of the buildings are made out of wood, or they've been extended with wood structures. Some of them are made out of brick, some are large stone, some are metal. You even see some buildings that look like they have support beams, like holding them up.
Oh, okay.
Like there's almost like every now and then, like when you look over, there's people have hung laundry or other things on these almost like metal I-beams that are holding the buildings, like you walk under an arch, but it's actually just this beam, like pushing against both buildings, squeezed, like in place by the weight of the structures themselves.
As I kind of walking, Forrest is like, is it like this where you are from too, Morel?
No, it is not. This is new to me as well.
Oh. Tinker, is it like this where you're from?
Oh, well, no, not at all.
Oh.
Where I'm from, it's a little bit smaller.
Like this bit smaller?
No, as in you wouldn't be able to fit at all smaller.
Oh. Very small.
Where I'm from is made for people like me.
That does make sense.
You keep walking, and eventually you come to what you feel might be the halfway point. And you see that almost built into the side of one of these bellows is a pub. Like just a large outdoorsy pub. There's just a roof, a few walls, a bunch of stools, and a bar attached to the side of the bellows. And it has a sign that says, "The Drinking Pitten." And there's just several people sitting there, like, eating bar snacks and having a drink and talking. It's early morning, and it looks like there's people already going at it. And you see what is also several workers, like, walking around almost in troops. You see people are starting to come, and they start gathering around these various bellows. And you get the sense that there's about to be a shift change in the not too far future. And they're all wearing similar working clothes. They all look haggard. Some of them look incredibly unmotivated to do whatever they're about to do.
What a depressing place.
You head in, and that depressive feeling in a way subsides as you enter the Rusted Commons, and you enter an area where people are skeptic but open, if we put it that way. Everyone is talking openly through windows. People are yelling at each other. Kids are kicking balls in the various open areas. You see planters hanging on the side of windows. You also see pipes just spilling out smoke and steam out of the building. Like, every now and then, you can smell laundry detergent wherever you go. and there's just people all over the place talking to each other. There's constantly, you can hear someone having a conversation, early morning. You see what is most definitely a group of children that have been gathered in one of the few open spaces, and they're just sitting on the ground listening to someone trying to explain like first grade math to them. And they're just sitting and listening. And you just walk around this area, and you try to find your way towards what may be what you're looking for. I'm going to ask Tinker with a survival check.
That will be natural 20.
Oh,
Oh shit.
shit.
Well,
First nat
you
20
can't
of
beat
First
the-
nat
that.
20 of the campaign.
Dang.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I think
first
so,
nat 20.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
20 total.
That's, you know what? That's, I'll take it. So you walk and you almost immediately you hear, "Get off! Get away! I'm not open!"
Excuse me?
Yeah, and you see what looks like on one of the sides, through like a diagonal street side, you see this cloaked figure, sort of like shoo with a broom, like held, like "Get away!" And there's a bunch of kids that are just like scurrying off. And you can see like sweeping the ground. You see these claw-like avian feet, like clicking on the cobblestones as this person's sweeping outside a storefront.
That will be the person we're looking for.
Oh, how do you know them?
No, just we're looking for. Well, that's. I just know.
Oh, you're very clever.
I would like to think so, yes.
All right. And Forrest is just gonna walk straight up to the person and go, just like, "Hello."
He goes, "Don't scare me like that."
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Forrest. Are you? I'm looking for all your trinkets.
Yes,
My
I'm
friend
food here.
says this is the place.
Yes, and you'll like look, sort of like tap a sign, and you see like a sign with what looks like a crow doing a thumbs up, and it says Ulir's Trinkets.
Forrest goes,
Yeah, and you see looking this like under heavy cloaks, you can see like there's definitely like feathers growing on the skin of the hands, but they have that almost like gnarly like chicken feet texture to the fingers. And the hood is pulled deep down, and you see a charcoal black beak sticks out, and two beady little eyes.
"Has Forrest ever seen someone that looks like this before? Would this have been someone that he would have seen back at home?"
It's not impossible. I'm gonna ask you to make a just an intelligence check. This is a memory check.
That's a 4. Strong
That's a
4.
4?
Strong 4.
Strong
I mean,
force,
he's seen
strong.
plenty birds.
And then he makes the connection between what the person said. Oh, crow. I
fun at me.
understand now.
I don't like you.
Oh. And he kind of and he looks like obviously crestfallen.
Tinker runs up to rescue Forrest. He goes,
Oh no! Forgive my friend here. He's very new to.
Yeah, I will forgive him if he apologizes.
Forrest, you should apologize for whatever you said.
I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Right. So where are these trinkets?
In my store. But I'm not open yet.
No, I'm not looking for trinkets.
No, I am.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm
trinket
looking
store.
for Ulir's trinkets.
I am earlier.
Yes, I was told.
And this is Ulir's Trinkets. And he sort of like leans up next to the sign and does a thumbs up.
Forrest gives him a thumbs up back.
Like, no,
Yes.
no.
Nope.
He sort of like uses the broom to like move your hand down.
Oh, other hand?
So what do you want?
And this time Tinker goes, no, and uses his grabby claw to move the other hand down.
Yeah, I was told, and he sort of like, you can see him just like mentally resetting for a moment there. I am Forrest Barkley. Do you know Eobard?
Who?
Eobard Barkley. I'm looking for him.
I've heard the name years ago.
Do you know a bear bar?
I knew a bear bar.
Apparently, Bear Bar knows Eobard.
Okay.
Forrest looks very pleased with himself.
Mirel
Ulu
might step
looks
up and like
confused.
cross her. She's gonna
Ulu's
come
like
up and
waiting for this. He's like,
Yes. So, I need to find Eobard, and Bear Bar knows. And you know Bear Bar.
I know bear bar. Yes.
Yes. So, I need Bear
talk.
Bar.
And he's still sweeping. Sure.
Are there any windows to this shop?
Yeah, you can see there's like definitely like repaired glass windows that have been like glued back together.
Tinker has his
and
face squished up against one, trying to look in.
yeah, make a perception check. 5. You look in.
You're too short.
You look in, and just the first thing you see is almost like you see a snarling mouth, like grinning at you from the other side of the window.
Tinker grins in response.
Yeah, and a moment later you realize, oh, it's just one like a chattering teeth toy that's sitting near the window.
And as he pulls away, he realizes he's drilled all over the window.
And it's like, luckily, this is glass.
Very fortunate.
Oh, beautiful.
Just going to... Nope. Starts whistling and walking away from the window.
So, can you tell me where Bear Bar is? And then
No.
he can tell me where
I
Eobard
don't
is.
know where Bear Bar is.
Oh, but they said you would know.
Know what? Where Bear Bar is?
Yes, aye.
Then they lied to you. I don't know where Bear Bar is. I know where Bear Bar was. It's just like,
Well, then why
he's-
don't you tell us that?
He was in his shop until he left. Duh.
Oh, that is so helpful.
Duh. I
Oh,
don't know
another
that.
shop. What shop would this be?
Do not pick that one up for
It's
us.
closed.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Since Bear Bar left, it's been closed.
Oh,
I haven't seen Bear Bar in 3 years.
Is that a long time, Morel?
That is a reasonably long time to not see a friend. So Bear Bar did not tell you where he was going.
I mean, kind of.
Oh, well, because Forrest here would really like to find Eobard, so maybe you could
Not
help.
profusely.
I don't know where Eobard is.
Yeah, and so you didn't put together that we're looking for Bear Bard so that we can look for Eobard? I know you put that together.
Bear Bar, Eobard. Bar.
are you open yet?
No!
Oh,
I don't open for another. Looks like up into the air. I don't know. When I feel like it.
oh.
Is there like an open close sign to the
There
doors?
is, yes.
Trish is gonna mage hand that and turn it.
It's on the inside. The
Aw.
sign is on the inside.
Womp womp.
Dang it!
There's no little slit in the door or something like that.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Actually-
Make a sleight of hand check to try to cheat this.
Does the spell say a place you can see? Because if it's clear glass,
Oh, hang on, let me have a look at it. A spectral floating hand appears at a point you choose within range. A hand lasts duration.
There you go.
You can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand in 2 minutes. Like objects, open an unlocked door, container, stow, retrieve an item from a counter, pull the contents
The
out.
point is you can
yeah.
summon the hand at a point you can see
Yes.
within range.
Oh, that's
Yes.
beautiful.
excellent.
So,
I will still ask you to make a sleight of hand check if you are trying to
Oh,
hide
of
that you are
course.
casting a spell.
I would be, yes.
Yes, then make a sleight of hand check.
That's wonderful.
17.
17. Yeah, you very deftly just like do a quick finger motions, you whisper something under your breath, and a purple clawed hand appears. No one else picks up on it, but it appears inside the store in the air, just hovering.
Okay.
And you want to turn this open close sign?
Yeah, turn the open close sign. And as soon as it does, the hand's going to disappear and Trish's going to... Look, you're open!
Uller looks around, looks at the sign. Oh shit! I am! Welcome in! Strange! Just like you can hear the talons clicking, like crick, 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 crick on the hardwood floor inside. Goes in and like does a whistle, a very like almost like a discordant whistle. It just sounds weird, and then like a couple of few lights come to light. This is welcome to all their trinkets. Now, what were you asking again? Where Barbar is? Because I don't know where he is. I know where he went.
Where
That
did
works,
Where
right?
did he went?
He went on a ship.
Where?
Right outside of town.
Do you know the ship's name?
Yeah,
Where was the ship going?
I don't know.
What was the ship's name?
It was called the Asher Horizons. Bad group. Bad group.
Why do you say it's a bad group?
They're pirates. Ne'er-do-wells. Thieves. Stealers.
You had run-ins with them before?
Yeah. They tried to get me to do the job that Bearbar then took.
What was the job?
I don't know.
Well, the...
Fixing things.
Right.
So he left with pirates and he shut his shop and he never came back.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Is there someone in the shop now?
I don't think so. I pass by every now and then. Still looks closed. Empty.
Josie, just remind me, because I can't find it anywhere in my notes, at least. Because I came to, I was coming to this place based on a lead,
Yes.
based on a marking, right?
Yes.
I hadn't been, just to confirm, I haven't been given any names associated with that, though, right?
No, not with the marking.
Right. Well, then I'll open up the bag and I'll pull out whichever bit that he's not wearing that has the marking on it,
Okay.
and it's going to be like, maybe, do you know this mark? And he's going to show it to them.
Okay. Like looks close. Like sort of tilts the head. Yeah,
Ah,
I know that.
do you, where does it come? I was told it comes from here somewhere.
Yeah, it does, sorta.
Whereabouts?
Well, it doesn't help you, though.
Oh, why is that?
Bearbar made it.
Bear Bar made this?
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it, it sort of like grabs a little lantern and looks closer at your armor. That son of a bitch.
This is from this.
It was Bearbar's armor.
No, this is. Oh,
You're wearing Bearbar's armor.
I see. You know, this
Fits you, though.
this belongs to Eobard.
Okay.
And he puts it back in the bag. And he turns to Morel now. Like, that means we definitely need to find Bear Bar.
All right. Have these pirates come back yet?
Are you asking?
Sorry, she turns to the Ulir and the Asher Horizons. Is that's what she's asking about? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they go all over the place. They're a wanted bunch.
At this point, Tinker walks up and goes,
More importantly, where's Bearbard's shop?
A couple of blocks north.
Does it have a sign out the front?
Not anymore.
How would we identify the shop?
Look for the stuffed mail slot.
That makes sense.
and then he resumes.
I would show you, but unfortunately it's business hours. I can't leave my shop unattended.
Oh, that's fair.
We could fix that.
We close the site. Oh, no, you
Shop's
closed.
closed.
That was a really short day.
What sort of trinkets does Tinker see around the
Yeah,
shop?
what do we see?
Make
What?
an investigation check.
Oh.
Uh-oh. 14.
14. The thing that stands out to you most looks like a pair of slops with tightly wound springs at the bottom of the sole.
Sorry. Slops?
Sorry, I gotta speak Australian. Thongs.
Ah, thank you.
Ah,
Flip flops, thank you very much.
So with springs on the soles.
spring-loaded thongs.
Oh.
I like that. Oh, you
Yeah,
better
that's
get
like
those.
the first thing that your eyes catch.
Amazing.
I like that.
So Tinker, with his vast knowledge of trinkets and bubbles and those sorts of
Yeah.
things, he would know instantly that they're meant to make him jump higher, right?
Among other things, that's probably their main function.
Among
If
other
only I wasn't
things.
broke.
He just
You
starts
wanna buy?
No,
And
can't
like
buy.
Uli gets close.
No,
What are you buying?
I can't buy a thing.
Oh. What are you doing in my shop? Alright, you were looking for Bear Bar.
No,
Are you
he's
sure?
looking for Bearbard.
How
I
much you
came
got?
to look.
We can haggle.
Okay. How much is it?
Takes a look at it, takes a look at you. 15 silver pieces.
That's a good offer. Good offer. Good offer. How about exposure?
Make a persuasion check or deception check, whichever one you feel fits better.
Oh my god.
Toxic.
Toxic.
19.
Oh my god.
Tinker flashes his cheesiest grin, saliva dripping down his chin, and goes, and he says,
I stand out. A lot of people be looking, and if they ask where I got
Yeah,
them,
that's
I'll
true.
tell them where.
I could write up a contract. And if every time you use them, if you say, go Uller spring boots, we have a deal.
would this contract be enforced if you're not with me at all times?
Oh, I'll enforce it.
Ah, we got a witness. Also, I will trust your word as a fellow tinkerer.
Oh,
These eyes light up.
Oh, take them.
Good. It just like grabs them from the shelf, walks over to the little counter, takes up a piece of paper, writes down, and says, "What's your name?"
Ah, Trish.
Trish.
No.
No. Trish. No.
That's right. That's my name.
Hereby by purchasing the spectacular earlier spring boots. Vow to, upon usage, call out, go, earlier spring boots. Enforced by, and what's your name, Miss?
Mirel.
Mirel. As these boots have been purchased for the price of 15 silver pieces. Scratch over. Sorry.
Exposure.
Exposure.
Thank you.
I like that exposure.
It's a good word.
It sounds dangerous. People like dangerous. Danger sells.
Absolutely.
And all yours. You just like
Thank you
scoots
very
them
much.
over.
And Tinker immediately turns around and exits the store.
Oh.
Mirel is trying to hold it together. She's just like standing with her back kind of to the counter, like.
Could you tell me then, before I go, which way to Bear Bar's former shop?
Sure. If you go out and you go a couple of blocks north, it shouldn't be too far from the Daughters of Flame. A tavern up the street.
Tavern. Okay, right.
All right.
I know what a tavern is.
Ah, good.
All right. Thank you.
You don't want to buy anything?
He looks around just for like. He suddenly feels like it's the like a social requirement that he doesn't understand. So he's going to look around for something that.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, fantastic. Almost a 1, but that's a 13.
13. I will say you find an area that has a couple of metal pieces. Looks like they are like cast-off pieces of armor. And next to them you see just what's called it just says armor oil. And there's a few vials sitting.
So he sees some bits of metal and a little.
It looks like 3 or 4 small vials, and the sign just reads armor oil.
Forrest can't read.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Right here.
But yes,
right
a
here.
couple of vials that are very, very pointedly situated by pieces of armor.
He kind of looks at them, trying to have them like glean some meaning leaping out at him, and he'll sort of just I'm gonna roll for it. 50-50.
Oh.
Oh,
50-50.
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a d6. On odds, we're going for the metal. On evens, we're going for the vials.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's a 4, so he's going for the vials.
He's going for the vials. And immediately, as your hand hasn't even touched, Ulir standing behind you says, "Excellent choice."
Thank you. They're very good bottles.
Yeah. Well, the contents is even better.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. It's to oil any hinges or buckles to make sure the metal doesn't rust.
Oh. Forrest nods sagely.
It just like earlier nods, it like goes to nod along, but it becomes like a bird head bob.
And they're both sort of just nodding at each other.
You should get one to make sure your armor doesn't go bad. It's very pretty.
Oh, it's good for okay. Right, yes, that's right. I knew that.
Yes. 3 silver pieces.
I will,
2 silver pieces.
I will give you 1 vial.
No. No, you give me silver, I give you the vial.
No, I have them. I have the vial.
But they're mine.
You can have 1.
You're buying the rest?
There you go.
Ah, very nice.
Thank you very
that
much.
would be 6 silver pieces.
No, I gave you your vial.
Mirella's gonna step in with 6 silver pieces at this point, and just be like, "Yes, thank you very much." What are you doing?
I don't know.
Thank you. Sort of just like looks at you, Forrest, like they're trying to figure out what's going on here. Like,
Thank you, Ulia.
Sure.
Thank you.
thank you.
Right.
What are person looking for bear bar?
Oh,
Looking for earbard.
That's right.
Yes, thank you for your hospitality and
Okay. And you, Mirrell, make sure that Trish no stands up to the bargain.
oh, I believe me, I would not miss that.
What is the real Trish doing as this is all taking place?
He's doing exactly this.
Considering her life choices.
You there, young miss, would you like to buy anything? Sort of like starts wobbling up towards you.
Oh, look, I would be interested in. I don't know. You got some rose petals around here, maybe?
No!
Look, I'm sorry. I just these people are just. What do you have
You
to
need
tell?
anything for a headache? I can help you.
It's not quite a headache yet. But what would you have in the way of books? Maybe some
Books?
information
I got books.
Yes, just
What kind of books?
information on general knowledge of the lands, maybe maps or how to
sure.
build a top gizmo thingy.
How to build a gizmo? Gizmo?
Oh, is that not you guys
I
call
think I
it?
do. Hold on, give me a moment. And walks her off to what looks like a little bookshelf where a bunch of trinkets and doodads, and comes back with a book. This? Looks at the book longingly. This changed my life.
Oh,
Yes. One of the greatest authors ever to come from the city of Hague wrote this, and I have a signed copy.
a signed copy.
Yes. From none other than the famous Billy Bob.
Does Trish ever heard of this in any of the books she's might have read in her lifetime?
Yes, actually, the book that you are that you were reading yesterday
Yeah.
was authored by Billy Bob.
Oh, okay. So Trish is gonna fangirl a little bit and goes, "The one and only."
Yes. The one and only.
Where did you get it signed?
By Billy Bob himself.
But where?
The
Like
book
as in-
reading.
at a book
Many
reading?
years
Oh,
ago.
that would have been so cool. Would have been so
was.
good.
It was.
So, can I buy that from you?
Ah, you can. For 2 gold pieces.
Oh shit!
You know, because it's The one and only. It's signed.
signed.
I'm not going to even fight you on that. And Trish is going to grab out 2 gold pieces
What
and
the
give.
fuck? She's
Wait,
rolling in
what?
gold?
Oh, gold? Oh, you have gold? Huh? Okay. Dang. And Morel kind of just like does a double take. Oh shit! I thought I was the rich one here.
And you see, like, Ulir looks at the coins, like, and sort of like puts one hand on the coins and pulls them towards himself as he pushes the book towards you.
Oh. And what is the
Takes
book's
coins?
What is the book's name?
It has a very nice leather binding. There's no title on the spine or the front page, and you open it, and you have what is the historical and alphabetical history of hammers.
Oh, love this. I'm gonna love this.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know what? I might even let Tinker see this, because Tinker needs hammers to tinker.
Who's Tinker?
Who indeed? That
I'm
looks.
sorry, I think I'm gonna need a moment. And just like holds like 1 gold coin in each hand.
Like,
And
I'll be back today.
Trish is turning around and walking out with the book now.
Yeah, Tinker, outside the store, I assume you're just sitting somewhere putting on your fancy new shoes?
Yes, he is putting on his new boots.
Yep. Good. I will say, unactivated, they function as the equivalent of platform shoes. So you've gained about 2 inches of height.
Let's go! It'll make it slightly harder to duck and weave underneath people's legs, but you know what? The extra height is appreciated.
Yes. And Forrest, you have 3 vials of like armor treatment oil. I will say, you can use one of these vials as part of a rest or a downtime activity to treat your armor, and you can ignore stealth disadvantage for 1 week after use.
whoa. Is it in?
No,
is it findable?
these are things I will put into D&D Beyond for you.
Sweet.
Awesome, thank you.
Cool.
I'll leave it then for now. Or maybe I'll just put a dodgy custom thing so I remember.
And I think as you all exit the store, you start trying to navigate yourself toward where Bearbar's shop would have once been. You start walking through the rusted commons, and eventually you can smell the very, very distinct smell of bacon and hash browns as you round a corner and you come face to face with an open tavern front with a sign called Daughters of Flame. That's where we're going to go to break, folks. We're going to take a few minutes to refresh drinks and go to any bathrooms. When we come back, we will take a minute or 2 of answering any possible questions, but then we're going to jump right back in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Here
Get
we
your
go.
snacks, friends.
Oh my God, we're back.
Oh my gosh.
we're back. How
Let's
we all
go.
doing?
Oh, the opportunity for
Let's go,
Backstreet
let's go,
Boys
let's go.
was right there.
We have the opportunity to take 1 or 2 quick questions if anyone has any, no matter how big or small, and then we're gonna get back into it.
Yes. Oh, we are ready for a Q,
Is that a question,
and
Dom?
or a donk.
We are ready.
Yeah,
for
That is the
that the
answer.
question?
That is the
Because
answer to
the
your
answer is
question.
yes, and now we've used one of the questions.
Yep. Now we only have 2 questions
no.
remaining.
One
Use them wisely.
down.
You
Yeah.
should know this. We fumbled this last time we spoke with the dead, so like you should know this already.
Oh gosh.
Oh, here we go.
yeah,
Someone
yeah,
came.
yeah.
Someone came prepared.
Whoa, that's- Hold on. Why does it start at 7? Where is 1
Where's
through
1
6?
through 6? Hold on. Oh my god.
Where's 1
Louise.
through 6?
I don't think there is a 1 through 6. I think it just
Hold
started
on.
at 7. It just started
Hold
at 7.
Yeah, that's fine. We can start at 7.
Balby's got us. Dang.
All right.
Belvy.
Okay. Okay.
They got us.
I'm gonna go 1 through 6 are simpler things.
Those are things we can answer in post.
Were those the ones
Got it.
that I answered in chat?
We have
Were
answered.
those the ones?
Right. So we'll start at 7 then. The rusted commons. Is the rusted color? Is it rust colored, Josie, or is it just a reference to it being run down and being rusted?
Both.
Both.
Because this district is now what is the low income district, everyone is crammed together, but it is also the district closest to the seaside, which means all of that salty sea breeze hits them first.
Mhm.
So yes,
And there's the big junk pile as well.
there is a big junk pile. It's a bit further away, which is actually called Scrapyard Strand, by the way.
Ah, there you go.
What's number 8?
Number 8, Roju. Is Forest's social skills just mimicry at this point, or is it just because it's a new land and he is slow to pick up on local customs? That is a good question. So, a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B, I would say, is is the answer to that. Just like 7, both is the answer. He's doing his best. He's just very out of his depth at the moment, so he's just trying to pick things up as he goes, quite literally.
Number 9 is for you, Orb.
Orb, we saw Trish lose it a bit. Does she hate being questioned about specifically about her looks?
She hates stressful situations.
Okay.
All right, well, I guess we'll find out more in the future. Number
10
10.
is-
How did the guards post react to seeing a cat in the backpack?
I would
They
argue that
didn't.
they didn't see one.
They didn't see a cat.
They didn't see a cat.
Didn't
She
see
managed
that.
to avoid the
No.
bag check.
Yeah.
11. If Tinker
cat.
is leaking acid all the time, how come no one stopped him from going into shops and ruining things like the ground within?
Well, Tinker has limited ability to slow down the rate that he is drilling acid and the potency to an extent. He can't prevent it all the time, but he can sort of alter the composition and the flow when needed. But when he's distracted and not thinking about it, it can get quite disastrous.
And I imagine like a very frequent slurping noise. He's just like sucks it up.
Yes, but I will not do that
Shouldn't
on
have been
screen.
any ads. We
Yeah.
just ran ads. Why is Balby getting ads?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
we
heck?
shouldn't be getting ads now. We ran
no,
them.
they
They
should
should be
be.
done and dusted.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get the unlucky like 1,500 ads in a row? I'm so sorry.
Could have been. And
Wow.
also from Dances with Balverines, why are you all cute? Got it.
got him.
I plead the 5th.
So there you go.
Yeah, we can do it later, Dunk. That was enough questions for now. We want to get back
1 through
into
6
this.
at the end.
Yeah, we'll do 1 through
Yeah.
6
At the end.
and 12 plus at the end.
And any spell checks and things like that. 'Cause remember that Donk is asking all of these questions because Donk is also taking it upon himself to put together a little wiki page for us, which is
That is so
super
sweet.
nice.
Which is so cool. Yeah.
So I'm trying to answer questions outside of game as well towards Donk without giving away spoilers.
Balves, if you want me to answer question 11 again, I'm happy to. If you can hear me now. So essentially, Tinker can change the... he can alter the potency and the rate of flow when he's concentrating on it. But when he's distracted or looking at something or getting lost in thought, he forgets and it can get quite bad. Like on the window earlier, thankfully it was glass, but if it wasn't glass, he probably would have started melting a hole through it. So yeah, depends on the mood, really. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
He's basically it's like trying to hold on a fart after you've had too much onions.
That's exactly right. He can hold it in when he's thinking about it, but when he's not thinking about it, the room's got
It just keeps tooting.
That's right. That's
It just leaks out.
Yeah.
Balvi, did you hear the response?
I
Ads are now over for Balvi.
I'm typing it out. I got you.
Otherwise, we will return to it later,
Well, let's
Balvi.
jump back into it, I think.
So we're gonna hop back in as the group Now, after having left Ulir's trinkets, a little store of homemade gadgets and pawned and sold items, you've followed the few instructions you had to find the old storefront of Bear Bar, and you've now come upon what looks like a recently opened tavern. Not recently opened as it's just been established, but it's just opened the doors for the morning, and you can smell what is clearly breakfast foods and coffee coming wafting down the streets in your direction.
Forrest, realizing that they haven't really stopped to eat anything since they left the infirmary camp earlier, is like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Shall we stop?
We could. Josie, we didn't have anything at the infirmary camp,
You
right?
had breakfast.
We
You
did have
have-
breakfast.
Oh, we did have
You did have a
breakfast.
very early morning breakfast,
Ah.
but
But
it's
maybe
been
you're
like
hungry again. That's okay.
2.5, 3 hours, and for Forrest,
He's a
It was
big
like-
boy.
Yeah.
he's a big boy. For him, it was definitely like they tried to give him more food because of his size, but at the same time, it like they still had to ration it to some extent.
Yeah.
So he's I would say Forrest is probably not like full on hungry, but he's like, I could eat.
Oh, but I want to get to the other shop.
Let us
Oh.
just. No, Forrest, you're going to sit down. We'll get you something.
Oh,
Why don't you have something to drink?
I
Tinker?
can wait. It's okay.
But that's good because I don't want to wait.
All right. Let's go.
Does it look like they do anything takeaway?
No signs that you can see. But you do see a familiar figure inside, like walking in between the tables, almost like waiting tables. You see a small little bunny person who just yesterday hammered through one of the tenure leeches, like halfway across the stadium.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mirel's just gonna quick duck in, and does it look like the bunny person is probably the one to ask if you're inquiring about food?
Could be. Looks like they're currently working, and you do see there is someone working in the back of a kitchen. Only a handful of people have entered and are still waiting for food, like they just opened the doors a few minutes ago.
Okay.
You definitely get the vibes of like they've just started.
Okay. She'll kind of go in and just ask. I was just wondering. My friend is hungry and
Yes.
and we're in a bit of a rush. Could we order something and come back? Or
Well, the food isn't done yet.
oh, no, true.
Really, it's still cooking. But I suppose if you could wait for when it's done, you could take some with you.
All right. How long would that be?
I could ask. And like just like walks over, like tiptoeing on big, like large, fluffy bunny feet. And you see like a little tuft of a tail and this like large ears sticking right up into the air. Just like walks over. It's still a very short person. The ears like give another third of length to the person. And like calls in over, like leans over the bar top and goes, "Pharaoh, when will the food be done?" And you hear from inside, "It's done when it's done."
Oh, very helpful.
Oh,
Just
we
see the-
we can come back.
Sure.
It's okay. I can wait.
All right. Well, thank you then. And Mirel will go back out.
You're welcome. And
As-
you head back out, you almost like collide with a fairly large man dressed in a bulwark's outfit, and he's holding like a little helm under his like under his arm, and he goes, "Oh, excuse me," and just steps to the side. And you can see he's got like ginger red hair, large mutton chops, and he's just got like apple cheeks that are completely reddened, and he just smiles politely.
Sorry.
It's all good. It happens. And he just like walks in into the tavern.
Maril, Tinker's already walked off.
Oh, of course. Where's Trish?
Trish is like right next to you. Just...
Oh,
Oh,
God.
blends in too well.
Oh. Yeah, all right, well, let's...
I forgot you looked like that for a second.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Morel's gonna try and, like usher everyone on, but kind of hang back a moment with Trish and just go, so, are you all right?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. It's just... I lose my temper sometimes, and I don't realize what I'm doing.
No, I just mean, when we were in the hospital, I saw you, and you look fine, is all I'm saying.
But I don't fit in. And if I don't fit in, I'm easily seen. And if I'm easily seen, people will know where I am. And if people know where I am, I'm not going to be found. Not that I'm in any danger or anything like that. It's just...
Are you sure? Because it kind of sounds like you are.
No. It's just the more normal I am, the better I feel. I just don't want to stand out. Don't want people to be interested in me. You know what I'm... just do my own thing without attracting any problems.
Forgive me for asking, but are you not a bard?
Yes. I follow people. They have great adventures. I write them down.
Oh, you're a writer. Okay.
And then I tell those stories.
Like on a stage?
No,
Because you have to be in the... Oh, okay.
No. Like I might, if we're at a tavern or something and there's a bunch of people just having a couple of laughs, I might just go sit with them and tell them about a cool story or something like that. I'm not getting up on no stage. What would I get up on a stage for?
I just thought that was bards do that,
No, not all bards are like that.
All right.
Some of us just want to observe and watch.
As long as you're all right. And she kind of sort of speeds up her pace so she's not quite shoulder to shoulder. She's like, this conversation is over.
Eventually, you all catch up to Tinker, who's standing outside what is very clearly a thoroughly vandalized, empty storefront.
There's also a whole bunch of ripped up paper all around his feet.
From all the mail, I assume.
No, it's the contract.
Oh.
Well, I found it. Thanks for helping, by the way.
Oh, good job. Do you want a cookie?
Yes, actually. Do you have one?
No.
Well, that's disappointing. Why'd you offer? Now, do you want to get in there or not, Forrest?
I suppose. I'd like
Right,
to
okay.
look.
Well, stand back.
And Tinker walks up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Looks around. Is anyone watching?
We're
Make a
watching.
perception check.
Aside from the people with him. 17.
That's pretty good.
17. You look around, no one's watching. You see the door, looks like it might be locked. But you see something else. Catches your eyes. Not too far away from the door, there's a large windowed section of the storefront. that has clearly been broken, and a lot of people have entered and exited through it.
Huh.
Tinker ignores the window and sort of like you see him sort of like ball up his cheeks for a second, and he just spits an ungodly amount of spit onto the lock of the door.
Hawks a loogie.
Hawks a loogie on the lock of the door.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you to roll some acid damage, as if you've used one of your acid abilities.
Yeah, I'll just use acid splash.
Yep.
That's 2 damage.
2 points of damage. I will say this is a fairly worn down you spit, and like there's this small sizzling and a bubbling, and you then realize like it sort of eats away at the wood around the metal doorknob, and you quickly realizes that the only thing keeping the door shut was actually someone had wedged a piece of wood down into the door frame, and the lock has been broken for a long time.
Huh.
He then sort of spits at the piece of wood that's holding
And
up.
it starts slowly dissolving, and eventually it's easy enough to just open the door. Just reach up, swing it open, and you all see what's very much an empty store. It looks like there's a way into a back room or a different area. There are shelves that have been broken. All around are like remnants of splinters of things. Like this has been ransacked and trashed over and over and over and over.
Tinker bows and goes,
Right, everybody in.
Oh, good job. In we go.
Trish is actually impressed by it and walks inside.
I will say, Forrest, the doorway is surprisingly enough quite easy to fit through.
Don't have
It's
to bend
bigger
numbers.
than the average door size you've seen in town. So it's
Alright.
quite forest-sized.
Nice.
Now, I don't know what I'm looking for, but look for something. And he sort of nods as though that makes sense.
Right. Is there mail? I think the Lear mentioned there was like a lot of.
Yeah, there's like in the door itself there is like a mail slot that was stuffed and with long ends like yellowed newspapers and letters and various things.
That's what Morel will go for. She'll pull those out and kind of anything that looks important.
So some of them definitely like fall into pieces, disintegrate in your hands. But you get like a handful of envelopes and 1 or 2 old newspapers. And they all seem to be addressed, at least the envelopes all seem to be addressed to Bear Bar. They seem to be official, most of them.
Oh. Okay. Forrest, do you want me to open these?
Are those things you open?
They are things that you open.
Please.
I'll just do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll open the letters. The newspapers, probably not as much, unless there's like something wedged in them. But if they're just newspapers, she might leave them. Yeah. Yeah, she'll open some of the letters. Anything?
They seem to be letters of foreclosure. Like, there's like a lot of like, you haven't paid rent, you haven't paid taxes, here are back taxes, here's a fee upon a fee, and those have just piled up. And then until eventually, the last one was dated maybe 4 seasons ago, and since then there doesn't seem to have been any new ones.
Oh, it just looks like he was very behind on payments.
Oh.
And they
all right.
must have closed.
I'll have a look around. Yeah, I'm sort of just gonna... Just a very surface level look around to begin with. Just
Make
go
a
into the different
perception check.
rooms and see what there is to say.
What is Trish and or Tinker doing?
18.
At this point, Trish is sort of looking towards Tinker and going,
What are we doing here?
yeah, pretty much. Just.
I don't know. I
What,
thought there'd be something to. I don't know. It used to be a shop. There might be something to find, but it looks like someone's already ransacked the place.
Is there an upstairs, Josie?
There seems to be, in one of the back rooms, there is quite a wide staircase. And you, like, going through, even with that perception check, Forrest, you realize that everything is sized almost for a person of your size.
Ah.
Like, all the countertops are higher. What's bit left of a chair feels like you could comfortably sit in that without the risk of it breaking.
How
Stuff
novel.
like that.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that as I go through everywhere, I'm assuming that everyone's going to be pretty equally looted, right? And
Yes, it seems to be. With an 18, though, you do find a loose floorboard in one of the back rooms, almost like underneath the staircase. It is quite clear that this floorboard has been removed several times.
oh, okay. So this is one that's been found. He's going to pull it open anyway because that's where he found stuff previously.
You find what is very clearly a safe embedded into the ground.
Oh.
That looks like it's got lots of markings as if someone has tried to get into it. Like many markings.
Lots
Oh,
of
let me have a
scratches
go.
and divots. Well,
Scratches and divots.
So Forrest will call out to Tinker to be like, Tinker, Morel,
Yes.
other one.
I think he means you, Trish.
yes, I had that feeling too.
No, it's because you keep changing what you look like. Just stay the same, and then we won't have this problem.
Do you know how to open this one?
Oh, do I ever?
He sort of gestures at the floor safe.
Without the acid.
Oh, no clue. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, maybe let me have a look. I do like to play around with things like this. I can do it the normal way if you need me to.
I'm just thinking, what if it is very important?
I only know how to open one, and this one doesn't open the same.
Tinker will take a look at it. I suppose he's seen a few safes and things, but
You might have, yeah.
yeah.
I'll ask you for an investigation check if you're trying to be more thorough.
Nope, acid's the only thing that's gonna get us in.
Yeah, you look at this thing and you can clearly see that like tools have been tried, explosions have been tried. You might even see mark of acids having been attempted. Like nothing gets into this thing. This is impenetrable.
Yes,
Good save.
I even hesitate to say that I might have trouble getting into this.
Oh.
I suppose if I reach really far back, maybe there'll be something that's been lingering around for a while. Might be deadly enough, but I don't know.
There could be a clue in there.
Why don't... Just a moment. If this doesn't work, we'll try your acid.
I'll start getting it ready.
And you see he starts like massaging his throat a little bit.
You
Right.
start going like,
I didn't want to do it on stream because I don't want to like gross people out, but yeah, that's what he's doing.
Mirelle puts her back down and opens the little flap, and out jumps a key. And then she goes, Eleonora, can you, what do you think? Yeah, just let her work for a moment. And she kind of gestures to everyone to like, shoo, turn around. What do we think? What would I have to roll to see if Eleonora can get in there?
oh, I will say probably. I'm gonna ask you to make an animal handling check, more to see your knowledge if you think her extent of ability can do
And
this.
do that. Okay, that is good. Good. Okay, let's do. Boop.
11.
11. Yeah.
There's
Average.
there's a small chance maybe that Eleonora could do something about this. There's like
Okay.
a very slim
Very
chance.
slim chance. Okay.
Yeah. And as
Yeah.
I will say in this case, Trish, you would see Eleonora staring at Mirel like they're having a moment. They're just looking at each other. But the cat definitely almost like blinks one eye at the time. Never both at the same time.
What do you mean? Oh, she's a good girl.
No, not saying it's a bad thing. It just makes it a bit more suspicious. That's all.
Yeah.
One eye's always open.
Maybe.
So yeah, I would say with an 11, Mirel thinks there's a chance.
Okay. Cool. What would I roll for Eleonora?
With Eleonora's stats,
Yes.
I would like you to make a dexterity check.
Okay. Please.
I don't think the cat
please.
is trained in sleight of hand.
She's not. she's really not. Dexterity.
Is this something any of us can help with? Or
Okay. No, I'll just so
this
she's
is
got
arcane cat stuff.
she's got a +2.
Tinker's gargling in the background. Dude.
Oh, Alright, I'm just gonna
It
roll
is
a
building
D20
up,
for
just
her and see.
FYI.
Okay, so it looks like she got a 16 then with the +2 and 18
18.
with dexterity.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because she's not good at yeah, she's not like good at anything else. Yep.
You know what? I would like Cuddly to describe to us how Eleonora opens this safe.
Let's go.
Okay, so if anyone is watching, they just see like this kind of cat.
I would assume
like,
Forrest is watching quite intently.
Oh, like no, he's actually like squatted down, like knees right up, eyes big, just like hands on the tops of the knees, like.
The cat's out. And
Yeah,
cat
the
is
cat is
out.
out of the bag.
Cat
Yeah.
is out of the bag. Oh my god.
Yeah, Tinker still hasn't seen this cat, and because he's kind of like backed off so he can do his thing, he still does
Yeah.
not realize there's a cat.
He does
at
not
all.
realize.
No.
Yeah, so for Forrest, and if Trish is watching, you
Yeah,
kind of see
Trish
this
is.
cat with its like uneven blinks just staring at Mirel, and then it kind of looks to the safe, looks back, and it's got these huge eyes that like little tiny swirls of like a galaxy are kind of going around, and so then it kind of like punches over the lock of the safe, and you see it sort of bat a paw, and then it hunches some more, and all you can see is like its paw just pushing against this lock, and one of the little toes of the paw just like slip inside, and that's all you can see. Yeah.
And eventually, you just hear like a click, and Eleonora like retrieves her paw. Yeah, and for a moment it looks very flat and like misshapen before it re-inflates, and then
see.
just steps away and just sits.
Did Cuddly eventually get that pet ooze that she wanted from the last time?
The answer to
You don't know
that
me.
question is no.
I did not get a pet ooze.
No, it's not a pet ooze.
No.
Pet ooze.
No.
So
Eleonora,
Trish
you're such a
is-
good cat.
Trish is drawing the cat. Like, it just got a little scrapbook and is just drawing the cat.
No. Eleonora is definitely, she's given Forrest like the little yeah, you get one. Yep. Little bump. You get a bump, Forrest. And then she just kind of turns around and sits and just stares directly at Trish without blinking.
And when Trish finally looks up from drawing and just and drops the book.
I'll ask Trish to make a performance check to see how well your drawing is.
Hope it's really good.
Oh, 9.
9.
It's fine.
It's okay. It definitely looks like a quick sketch that you made in poor lighting. That's
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, the safe is unlocked but still closed. You open it, and within you find what looks like a stack of letters and a small pouch, and what looks like a few scrolls of paper of some kind that have been rolled up.
Well, Forrest scoops all of the. I'm not sure how big it is compared to his palms, but he scoops it all up and sort of like piles all the papers into Morel's hands and picks up the pouch and opens that and has a look inside.
Yeah, inside the pouch, you see what looks like a handful of pieces of metal. Just like shards or shrapnel of some form of metal.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, you got it open, I see.
Oh, yes.
And as you turn around to Tinker, his cheeks are ballooned out.
What do I do with all this then?
Oh, you should put that somewhere. Not
Can
not
you
here.
swallow it?
Oh no!
The worst heartburn ever.
Can you? What else do you want?
Oh no, I got an idea.
And he disappears out of the room, and you just hear this. And then he comes
Not
back into
want
the
to
room.
know. I do not want to know.
No, don't look out the window.
All right.
Need to calm down.
And that I don't think that's screaming that you hear outside.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me? Do you know what these are by any chance? And he's gonna like show the pouch to Tinker.
The shards of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably investigation, I'd say.
you can make an investigation check.
Yep, those are absolutely shards of metal.
Right.
They sure are.
Well done. Well, Morel might take the, I don't know, all these letters and stuff and sort of put them on. I'm imagining there's like a counter out in the shop. So she might take them out there and kind of lay them out and see if there's any notes that explain the metal or if it's just all letters.
There is actually, in the bottom of the pouch, there is eventually, like, you find a small note, like a handwritten note, where that just reads, "Pieces of the Mastodon?" ? Is all it says. The letters are, some of them are penned by Bearbar, just like unsent letters, essentially. And some of them seem to be letters received by Bearbar. And going through this stack, you eventually come upon a letter that seems to be addressed from one Eobard Barkley.
Oh, Forrest. Forgetting that he can't read.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. Yes, very good. Thank you. And hands it back to you.
So Morel's gonna read it to him out loud.
To him out loud. The contents of the letters is fairly mundane. It says like, "My dear friend Bearbar, business is going well. I hope yours is too. Lots of like pleasantries, catching up." And then you see like folded at the bottom is a draft for a response. Like another piece of paper had been slotted into this one. Where it, but like Eobard writes about his work. He writes something that he said, like he declined a great opportunity. He says, like, he doesn't extrapolate on it. He just says that he was invited to do something big, but he declined. that he preferred his solitude and his little what's the word? Oh my god, his provincial life.
Just like that.
Yeah. And there seems to be an attachment where Bearbar was penning a response, and this is dated probably some 5 years ago, almost.
Oh, and Mirelle will mention it's from Eobard to Bearbard because I
Yes.
feel like she didn't yet. So. Yeah.
But the response that is drafted seems to be more frequent, maybe just a bit more than 3 years ago. And it's congratulating on not only being offered such an opportunity, but also the integrity to decline. And more pleasantries explaining how business is going, and then says, I'm embarking on a new venture, an adventure, if you will. I've decided to join the crew upon the Azure Horizons to see the world and learn new things. I've been employed by them as a ship mechanic to oversee the engine, along with and it's a name that has since been scratched out afterwards. If opportunity arises and we are close to the 7 Mile Forest, we will come visit.
The 7 Mile. Is that where Eobard was, or?
Oh, that's where I'm from, yes.
Oh,
That's where we lived.
that sounds very nice and distinctly measured.
I don't know about that, but it's a very big forest. Lots
would
of trees. So many
Imagine
trees.
maybe 7 miles worth of it.
Could be. Who knows?
I mean, surely someone's accurately measured it, right? If they haven't, I feel like that needs to be remedied.
I'm not quite sure how big a mile is, but 7 seems like a very small number for it. It's very big.
Well, why don't we keep this one then? And she'll sort of tuck all the letters back into the one envelope and hand it to you, Forrest.
Oh, thank you. He just sort of puts it in his tiny backpack.
One of the rolled up scrolls, pieces of paper, turns out to be some form of thicker vellum. As you would unroll it, Forrest, you see a very reminiscent image that you have seen before. An old-timey, I would describe it as a vintage photography of what looks like a war battalion, like a unit of troops.
Oh, yeah.
And with just a bunch of people, like 30 plus individuals, sitting like next to each other, like very much posing for a picture.
Oh, look at that. You know, Eobard had one a little bit like this.
Oh,
You actually looking at this picture, you see Eobard, a young Eobard sitting near the front, or almost standing actually by the front, wearing what looks like a very like practical looking jacket with a hefty bag like slung around his shoulder.
It's like,
But
"Whoa,
compared to everyone else in the image, he is like tiny.
there he is!
Oh.
Look! That's Eobard!
Ooh.
oh.
Look, right.
Oh, it's hard to see with your hand in the way, Forrest. Get the hand out of the way.
It is also hard to see like any proper details, being an older picture. It's very muddled. The quality isn't great. So but Eobard, definitely, you're 100%. That's Eobard. Forrest, you're 100% sure that's Eobard.
That's him.
Right, does that mean we found him?
No, this isn't him, Tinker. This was what he looks like. Well, he doesn't look like this, but this is, if you see a man who looks like this, that's probably Eobard, but not exactly like this. This is, I think he's older. He looks older than this. This is not now. This is before.
Forrest, we need to go through jokes with you at some point.
There is a date on the back of this, by the way. And this image is dated 56 years ago. And as you're all looking over this image, trying to explain what comedic timing is to Forrest, you hear a voice. You hear, you shouldn't be in here. You all turn around, look through the doorway, and standing outside the shattered window, looking down onto a steaming puddle in the city street, and then looking in at you, you see, wearing a leather duster, a pale-skinned, orange-eyed man. And that's where we're gonna end for today.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum bum bum.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bum, bum, bum.
I hope you all had fun
Yeah.
today. Lots of just intrigue, some shopping, some sleuthing,
We love shopping.
some security checks.
Just
Incredibly suspicious security checks.
Oh my god.
Omanite feels like it's been 10 minutes. Yes, it sure does.
I know.
But we gotta
For us as well.
stick to times. So
Yeah.
we're gonna
It's
go
true.
into some natural 30s after dark if people have any questions or just want to hang
Yeah.
out for a few minutes. But we are going to say that some of us in the group may take this opportunity to go do other things. Remember that most everyone here, except for me, are in Australia. It is late o'clock.
Mhm.
So it is very understandable if you would like to go sleep.
Night night.
That was like the. I'll just hide his camera, I guess. Which one is he?
He's one of them.
Which
He's
one
one
is
of them,
he?
all right.
Oh,
One of them.
or-
Here you go.
or-
That is so helpful. Oh yeah, we get questions 1 through 6 now.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
where's
yeah.
question 1 through
Brilliant.
6, Dawn?
Yeah, what the heck?
I'm
Also-
personally, I'm super happy that I had so many opportunities to spit tonight. Thank
Oh,
you, thank you,
that was
Josie.
a lot of
You're
spit.
welcome. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Mm.
I'm legally obligated to say, Moogle, you missed it, but Cuddly did speak to your character from the Daughters of Flame campaign,
What?
which is
Oh my
God,
Lummy
really?
the
You're the
Bunbarian.
bunny?
She's the
bunny.
Do a bunny!
She's a bunny barbarian.
I figured she was a barbarian by the way
She's
she's
a
flipping
bunny
things
barbarian.
around.
A Bunbarian. Amazing.
Bunbarian, yes. She's a
Actually so
Bunbarian
cute.
who fights using a pickaxe because she's also a miner.
That's so cool.
Yes, actually, and I just want you all to know that it's really interesting. This is one of the reasons I really like having several groups in the same world, because it's almost like I have all of these characters that I could just use. I don't have to make up a bunch and stuff like that. It's really quite cool. I will say one of the other characters in the group is also this pale-skinned man that I won't say.
I was
Oh,
thinking, yeah, because you
right.
said he was in the fight, and then the bunny, and then was there one other one that you described in the fight last week?
I've described several, I think.
Yeah.
Just some of them may not have been as pointed.
Okay.
They've been like in passing by, but I do
I
believe
see.
during
These
the
references
fight,
are
you didn't-
100% lost on us.
Yeah. So one of you is a tenderly.
So this is
One
for
of
the
you is-
audience as well, and
Yeah.
it's also because it's great to have these characters that I know what they're like, what they look like, what they do, where they are, and it's just yeah. See, Donk quoting last week's session.
That's so good.
Nice.
Discord just broke.
Oh my
Moogle,
gosh.
one of Moogle's characters is also aboard the Azure Horizons.
Oh.
Well, you know,
Well, there you go.
I
Oh,
Moogle-
shit.
promise
Moogle was-
not to fight
Moogle
them.
was
Probably.
actually in the session, I believe, when they recruited Bear Bar.
Oh.
Oh,
Bring
no.
him back. We kind of need him.
This isn't. Wait.
Bring him back.
This
Yes,
isn't
we-
the
This
is the
pirate.
two-shot
This isn't the
Tony
fucking
group.
pirate. Oh my god.
So yes, Rodu has a character on that ship.
I've got a character on that ship.
Orb has a character on that ship.
Oh my God.
Wait, am I the only one without a character on that
No,
ship?
I don't have one.
Oh.
Probably doesn't have a
I don't
character
have
on
one.
that
I don't
ship.
have one.
Oh my god.
Oh,
No,
dear.
there's sniper. Two-shot
man.
Tony.
Oh my God.
Two-shot Tony.
Donk's questions are in chat if
Yes.
you want me to read them out.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes. Omina, your character should also be there as well. That is true. That is correct.
So we have the spelling of the city of Hague.
Hayge.
There we go. So that was. We'll give Donk a second to write that one down.
Yes, and the second one, the name of the hammer god, Hathok, Hathok. She's known as Hathok the Artisan, and is the god of intelligence, of crafting, not creation as in like divine creation, but as in like making things, building things, and of furnaces and heat. And in this world, the 5 goddesses, the Quintessence, are all actual people on the plane. They all exist. Question 3. Species name of the monitor lizard. They are called Simoran, which is one of the collective names. In this world, we have different collective names for various groups of people, and Simoran, Simoran, are amphibian and reptilian individuals from the continent of Simora. And this also, in this world, would include orcs. Species name of Ulir, the crowfolk, Plumekin, like plume as in plumage, and then kin. This refers to anyone from the Haven lands originally. This refers to what would be considered Aarakocra, Kenku, and Erganasi. And anything in between. So bird-related or feathery or windy, flyy people. That's an official term, I swear. What do we have after that? What's the name of the magical device that detects illusion magic? Does it have any other function? No, it's just called an illusion detector, and it's used as a security device. Because in this world, they have evolved beyond throwing potatoes at each other.
Look, I still had that potato at the end. I want you to know
still
that.
love the fact that you killed like an undead sand mummy with a potato.
And went, do it again, too.
Here again, see? And yes, you are correct, Donk. It is the Bulwark is the name of the city guard. They are just called the Bulwark.
There you go.
There you go.
Questions answered. You're
Question.
gonna give us harder ones next time.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
100% on this test.
Yeah. We didn't even have to do anything. Josie
I didn't
answered
even
them all.
study.
Well, no, I did my homework. Cuddly.
I
Did
did
you
my
do your-
homework. I
did
did
you?
my homework. I did my homework, but I might go back and change my homework. 'cause I
Everyone did their
can't.
homework except for one person who isn't here anymore.
Oh.
We can take this opportunity to talk about what the homework would have been. So, and we can talk openly if people want to. We are doing feats a bit differently this campaign. Instead of having them that you can choose a feat when you would otherwise get ability scores. In this campaign, they will default to ability scores, and feats are instead things that they aim for, and they have to showcase almost in character the characters achieving those feats. So, if one of you feel like you would volunteer and give an example of a feat and how you consider maybe like showing people that that's what you're going for. Although, if you don't want to, I'm not going to say you have to. I will give some examples off the top of my head. Otherwise,
No, I can
I
do
got a pretty.
it.
I
can
got a
do
very
one.
simple
We can all
one.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you,
yeah.
I mean,
Then let's do it in a circle. Let's start with Roju.
I mean, one of the ones that I was thinking about aiming for is shield mastery. Just very simple,
Yeah.
getting good at shields.
Getting good at shields. So
Yeah.
using the shields, maybe describing, taking care of the shields, making sure to mention the shield. And it's going to be just a matter of time, more or less, when it feels like the character has reached a more of a, not a level milestone, but when it feels like they've done a lot with said shield. It's going to be an off-camera conversation between me and the player, and they may just randomly get feats every few sessions or with a longer span in between, just when it feels like the character has achieved said feat. What if we go to Aussie?
Yeah, so the one that I think is easiest to talk about is observant, where essentially if you can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking, you can understand and read lips perfectly. I feel like that's something Tinker, a skill that Tinker will need to learn, you know, being at his height and sort of talking, especially talking to Forrest, you know, unless Forrest leans down. It might, it might make things easier.
Too far away.
Yeah.
And Forrest isn't exactly quiet.
No, that is true. So Forrest is probably a bad example. But yeah, I think just being observant, being aware of like conversations around him also gives him a boost to int or whiz and a bonus to passive wisdom and int. But like, it's more being able to sort of read conversations from a distance as long as he understands the language that's being spoken in. I think that's a skill he would pick up.
It's just an extension of his curiosity that he will maybe become this campaign's busybody.
Wait, was he not already?
I was going to say, like,
nose
maybe.
in everyone's
I
business?
know.
Before we get to Cuddly's example, I do want to reach out. Bye, Mom. I do want to answer this question from Duncan Dice. Does that mean that you're also going to hand out negative feats if they display negative traits or actions consistently? No, I will not. Part of this system for feats, I had a conversation trying to make sure that my vision is one from a good heart. And for the sake of the players, I was very thorough explaining to Roju that this will only be done through communication and consent. I will not hand out feats that they might not want, and I will also not and we will also do adjustments to feats if we feel like they don't really fit. It's going to be important for the players and their characters that they feel good about what they've got. So there will be no surprise feats given to the characters, but there may still be cursed items out there in the world. But when it comes to feats, I want that to be a way of them customizing and making their characters unique. No stat growth for feats. They can still get the stat points from feats, but by doing this, when they hit those level milestones, they know that they always have stat points to spend. So we may end up with a character that has almost maxed out all stats because of the feats they've chosen. I'm saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a conversation. I will also not give out feats if someone's like, well, I want this feat, and I've done this and this and this. I might be like, but does it fit the story you want to tell? Does it fit the character? Like, I won't give someone a feat out of left field. just because they're like, oh, I haven't gotten a feat in 3 months. I deserve a feat. I want this one. I'll be like, that's no.
Yeah, it's kind of not the point of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it fit. Yeah.
Yeah, and all,
Yes,
and all those
and,
feats
part-
with stats. Anyway, I was just going to say that they're all balanced power wise. For the ones that have a stat point, they're all balanced around being equal to. Who'd we lose?
We lost all.
Bye. We might have
Hold on,
locked into
hold
a
on.
power thing.
I'll do a thing.
We'll
We're fixing it, people. We're fixing it. Don't worry about
We're
it.
not going to fix it in post. We're going to fix it now. Live.
We're gonna fix
Not
it
even
right here,
post?
right now. Boom.
Oh, all right.
Hold on.
Let me.
We're fixing.
We're fixing.
Still fixing.
No,
We
fixing.
fix. Hold on, I'm just gonna do a weird thing to try
I
and
knew
fix
it.
this.
Power
There we
went.
go.
Power went out. I knew it. I knew
Well,
it. Yeah.
luckily-
It's not.
it's
Look,
time for
we're in
you
the
going
wrong
to bed.
spots, but at least we're all visible
You know,
now.
we're still here. We're still here.
Oh, look, Cuddly's being small again.
What? What?
Oh,
Can you not see
and
the stream,
Aussie's
Cuddly?
being an edgelord again.
Yeah,
Let me. What have you done to me?
I had to.
Oh, okay.
I had to do a quick shuffle. And
That's
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
fine.
gonna.
That's fine.
We're at the end. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna change OBS stuff
No,
right now.
no. Donk, no wizard cantrics for barbarians that hates magic? No, that's not what we're gonna do. Not unless we've had an off-screen conversation about it, about there maybe being a narrative point to it. But yes, as Moogle said, it is not that I am going to use feats as like a carrot for RP. Like if you're RP good, I'll give you a feat. Oh my god, that sounds like that was an awful thing. I hate
Yeah,
it.
and just to clarify,
I
Chad, just to
was-
clarify, if you thirsty little, we know who you are. It's a feat, not feet. Okay.
F-E-A-T.
Yeah.
With the A in there, not double E.
Yeah.
No.
Um,
No.
and Donk also asked if they can spend channel points to influence the campaign. We had something like that in the beginning of the first campaign. It didn't quite work. So that is something we're still tweaking in the background, and we won't launch until it's something the entire group feel is solid. Because it needs to be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. We don't want the viewers to be able to like fuck up a dice roll or give someone an OP item. It needs to be just so if we bring in something. If, not when, if.
We did
Yeah.
though have the idea of potentially. It was brought up again a while ago in our behind the
Yeah, yeah.
scenes of doing like a one shot or something where chat could pretty much influence almost anything, and that would just be a great like milestone stream or
very
something like
That'd be
that.
chaotic
really
one-shot
funny.
potentially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That would be
that's something we
words.
definitely do in the future.
Yeah. So that's a future thing. But for now we are
Hashtag
we're
no
going.
promises.
We might hashtag no promises. If not when is what we're saying as well. No promises. And if Aussie tries to promise anything, we will say now we veto.
I've been good.
Unrelease the fro.
You have been good.
You've been very
you-
good.
No, I'm on Roji's level now.
Donk, what you're saying is a cool system, but I don't want to use anything like that. I do know that there are some people that have really, really good dice pool systems where there's like the world can be altered or roles can be changed. But I don't feel like that's something we'll do. We have a lot of homebrew mechanics already, and I feel like we gotta get used to those first before anything else.
We're still learning about wounds.
Yeah,
That's
wounds.
true,
And
yeah.
I've also, for the players' sake, I've added all of these mechanics as handouts in Foundry, so you can look them up at any point.
Wait, within
Oh, because I've just been doing the mechanics in the PDF that you
Yeah,
gave
I've
us.
just got the PDF up.
Okay.
Now, if you go in Foundry, if you click on the little book at the top among the icons, there should be in player handouts. There should be mechanics.
Ah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to
Okay.
make life easier for
That
the
is-
people.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is
I love that.
Not something I'll ever be able to use as I'm streaming from Foundry.
Rip.
Rip.
Well,
Ripperoni.
Well, I tried, okay? I
You know, I
tried.
appreciate
I like
it
it.
nonetheless.
It's for me.
It's for
me and
everyone
Ozzy.
else, just not for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think if we don't
Very cool.
really have any other questions or topics to bring up, this is where we will sign off for the day.
I did
Yeah,
have the
from
random
Apple,
thought.
right?
It was like,
Yeah,
I
give us
was
a
kind of
random
just, I
thought.
was just thinking
We love
is
random
like,
thoughts.
basically all that's happened so far is just like, everyone's just been caught in this wake of just Forrest trying to follow this one clue, and everyone's just sort of caught in the
it's-
wake of it.
we just went along with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You
Yeah.
mentioned trinkets. Tinker wanted trinkets. Trisha's
Yeah,
following
I
Tinker. It
feel-
just worked.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a great, actually, like, because I don't know, to some extent, Mirel seems to be feeling responsible for Forrest, like he's a kid, he'll hurt himself.
Yeah.
And then Tinker is just like, that's where the shit happens.
Yeah.
Like, they said trinkets.
I said trinkets. And he got some.
He
Yeah.
found trinkets as
He
well.
got-
I I
And
cannot
then
wait for
Trish,
you to activate
Trish
those.
is codependent.
On whoever's next to her, really. It's,
She's got the
Honestly,
power
yeah,
of
really,
codependency.
any one of us, yeah.
Yeah.
it's the one thing
Uh,
Trish can offer the party: complete and utter dependence.
You can always
Oh, no.
count on Trish counting on someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
think
didn't
so.
see Tinker following her into that interview station to protect her honor.
Tinker
Yeah,
was
that's
too
right.
busy rearranging his
Yeah, it's
backpack.
true,
They
it's true.
misorganized his jars of spittle with
And
his
honestly,
jars
how
of
dare they?
saliva. Okay, they're two very different things.
And
very
the
good
difference is very important.
Oh, where one's explosive, the other is not. All right, you gotta be careful.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true. But I think that's all we've got. People, we are going to shove you off to become someone else's problem on Twitch.
Yes.
And we're going to have a well-deserved rest while I go back to planning how to traumatize the people next week, because I didn't really do any this time. Because we gotta build up towards it. We gotta have a rest in between, you know?
Yeah, look, we can't be traumatized every week, Josie.
Otherwise,
No,
it's
no,
just,
that's
it's
not
just
fair.
too much, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So we'll be heading off. A raid will be starting, and we hope that you all come with us, spread the love, spread the good times, and we will see you again. Well, I will see you all again in a week, but tune in tomorrow for the boys doing silly things.
That's right. We've got our airship in Dungeons and Dragons Online now,
Yeah,
so we're
my
moving
goodness.
around and
do.
causing trouble in an MMO that is really, really old.
Accurate. That's just
Nice.
accurate.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Okay, we're getting out of here.